2.
2.
Check your mic.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Plastered Dragon, your favorite dragon-themed virtual bar. It's a small space, but we own it. Tonight, we have Something Wicked This Way Comes, episode 9 for you. But before we get to that, a few announcements. Tomorrow, at a special time, 2 p.m. Eastern, we have our Independence Day fiasco, set in the world of the Independence Day movies with the incomparable Jeff Goldblum, who might make an appearance on the stream. You'll have to just watch and find out, but it's after the second movie, so you have time to watch them between now and tomorrow afternoon. Then on Friday, we have a very special one-shot. Those of you out there who have seen, there's this tool called WTF is my D&D character, where they give you random characters, race class, and a weird backstory, like a tiefling bard with a fear of missing out. Well, all of our players have gone onto that website and created backstories, and based on that have made characters that our very own Dungeon Maya is going to be running through a one-shot. And she's going to put the link into the Twitch chat, so if you want to make some characters for yourself and just have a little bit of fun with it, trust me, it's minutes of entertainment, easily. And then Saturday, we have Drunken Dread. It's a special non-drunk edition where we will be having some of our younger players, not like kids or anything, because it's still horror-themed, but our 20-year-olds are going to be put through their paces by our very own Drunk Dragon. Anything you want to share about what's going to face them on Saturday?
Yeah. If there's any theme park buffs out there that are interested in old Disney attractions, this is probably a good episode to tune into. And if there are people out there that like to see other people eat bugs, you may want to turn in to this episode. It's going to be fun, kids. I've got some stuff cooking.
Excellent. I cannot wait to watch. And then again on Monday, as we wrap around the week, it will be our next edition of Chosen Family. Now that the party has killed the Lich and recovered some of their treasure and their deck of many things, where do they go from here? Reardon had a very interesting revelation at the end of our last episode, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. That's it for our announcements. Now let's get down to what you're all here for. Something Wicked This Way Comes. When we last left our heroes, they had thoroughly investigated the very disturbing site at the church and determined that the priests probably weren't in on it and were more likely innocent victims, found what was binding their souls to the church and released them, sending them hopefully heavenward as it appeared. They picked up a couple of clues there and continued on their investigation. Along the way, picking up some extra magical supplies from their friend Gray at his magical emporium, and they devised a plan wherein they were going to get all of the organizations involved together in one location in a classic detective mystery cliche where I suppose you're wondering why I've called you all together here, and I hope I didn't just steal Reg's opening line from the meeting. If I did, Reg, I apologize. Damn it, Brian, you had one job. The party went to go and scout out the church in advance of the meeting and saw something very unusual. They saw a bald woman stalking a group of teenagers. This put them in mind of the various bald people that had been blowing up buildings around the city, and they decided to give chase. When they were made, and she ran off, bad luck had it that Keel was also attacked by one of the visions that the rest of the party had been suffering through, and his fear? Clowns. Really nasty clowns with big long fingernails and jagged teeth. And as he tried to fight off the clowns and save his dead father from them, the party joined in to try and help, but what he saw was the party trying to hurt his father and his father's weird dog. Fortunately, the party was able to kill the weird dog, and Keel was able to shake off these visions, and they were able to apprehend the woman before she hurt the teens. Unfortunately, it turns out the teens were really elves in disguise who had been up to no good, and she was a bounty hunter on a legitimate hunt. They managed to get one of the elves and get things sorted out. And in talking to her about what she was doing and why, uh, she explained that she would rather be working where she was, in spite of the other group that had recruited her. When asked which group, she said, of course, the Plastered Dragon. And that is where we left our heroes. So we pick up right in that same alleyway where she is still under Zephyr's suggestion to uh, discuss things peacefully, and you still have that one elf uh, basically under arrest, more or less, under your control. What are you guys doing?
Um, I'm so sorry. Can we back up just a second? The monks of the Plastered Dragon, is that what you said?
Yes, that's exactly what I said.
Yeah, that's fun. Could we get details on that, please? Could we expand the Wikipedia article, as it
Uh,
were? Like, what?
Certainly. What would you like to know?
Let's start with what is a monk of the Plastered Dragon,
Well,
and work our way from there.
you know what a monk is. I'm sure I don't need to explain that, yes?
No, no, yes, I know what a monk is, and but the Plaster Dragon is a bar, correct?
Yes. It is a bar, and that is the front for their operations.
The front for their operations. This
Yes.
and what exactly are the operations of the Plaster Dragon?
They are a monastic order tasked, I don't know who by because I did not join and so I was not indoctrinated fully, but they did give me their sales pitch, shall we say. They are tasked with maintaining the balance of the universe, which is probably why all of their locations are accorded neutral ground.
All right, I can't believe I didn't know this. Uh, so I imagine it has to be somewhat secretive, yeah, to a degree.
I would imagine,
Maintain
yes.
Maintaining balance. What does that mean?
Well, balance between the light and the dark, between order and chaos, between good and evil, between summer and winter, between all opposing forces.
Right. So if hypothetical question, if I was a group of outsiders from a different plane of existence looking to wreak chaos, a good place to start would be destroying a place that maintains order.
Oh, certainly.
Yep. Yep. That. Yep. All right. Well, that's fun. Does anyone else have any questions they'd like to ask the nice bald woman? Narissa?
Yes, Narissa.
Are they
Yeah,
hiring?
exactly. Bouncing off of Nick's question, how do you become a member of the Moncastic Order of the Plaster Dragon?
Well, you would go and you would study uh, in a basic monastic order where you would learn what it is to be a monk, and then when it came time to choose your path, you would meet with a variety of orders and try and figure out which one aligned with your personal sensibilities.
There are different orders within the. I'm sorry, I didn't see a hand. Yes, go ahead.
How many orders are there?
There you are. Thank you, Nick.
I don't really know. I mean, dozens, I would imagine.
Dozens.
How many
And is it
gods are there? I mean, it's no different. There can be an order for any philosophy.
and is it strictly limited to monks?
Usually, yes, although they do occasionally contract with others. But devotion to an order is a fairly intensive process. And as such, it requires commitment and a certain way of living that others that do not understand our ways are not always prepared for.
All right. Um, yeah, this is just shocking to me. And so why didn't this fit your sensibilities? What about it turned you off?
Well, who am I to decide what's right and wrong? What is the balance of the universe? I'd rather just figure out what a good moral code is and try and work with that. Which is why I work with Ben sometimes, but not all of the time. If I feel like someone out there deserves to be brought in for what they've done, I go after them. If I make some money on the side, great, pays the bills. But I'm not going to go after someone just because Ben says to. There are plenty of innocent non-humans out there that have just ended up in a bad situation. They need our help. They don't need to be persecuted, locked up, tested, what have you. Same thing with the plastered dragon. I don't need them to tell me what's right and wrong. I know right and wrong just fine for myself.
Can I do an insight check to see her sincerity,
Sure.
if I can tell? And then that would be an 18.
Okay. She seems pretty sincere and passionate about what she's talking about. She clearly does not like the fact that someone can say this is good, this is bad, and either of these things opposes the balance. And so she's just, they just aren't going to have it.
All right then. Yeah, thank you for explaining that. It's my mind's a little blown right now. I thought I knew about all these sort of organizations and different people working. Yes, Nick, you don't have to raise your hand, but
Oh,
go
I
ahead.
didn't want to interrupt you. You're doing pretty good there.
Yeah, no,
Does she know if Sam's a member or?
I would have to assume he's aware, but that's a fair question. The current chapter, the one that was here in Boston, that was recently bombed.
Yes.
Did you? Was he your contact for signing up with the monks, or
Oh,
does every employee?
I would imagine that he's at least aware, if not a member. I he's certainly not just a regular mundane human. That's clear. I'm sure you've been in there enough times and seen him enough to know that nobody is really scared. He's not really scared of anybody.
Yes.
With the power levels being thrown around in that building, just walking in the door, the fact that he never bats an eye says there's something different about him.
Yeah. All right then. Yeah. Thank you so much for your candor. Does anyone else have any questions or anything like that?
I do actually. With the events that have been going on and everything, it would really put all of our minds at ease if we could see the back of your neck. Some of the people that we've been dealing with have had these very distinct tattoos, and they're the ones that we've been chasing after.
Go ahead, give me persuasion.
That is a total of 22.
She sighs. Fine, if you put it that way. I suppose I can see where it might get you worked up. But if you think about it, I mean, you wouldn't like it if someone said, there have been a lot of elves around causing trouble. You look like an elf. We have to search you. It's called profiling.
Right. And in your line of work as a bounty hunter, you profile plenty of people, I'm sure, to make sure you've got the right mark. It would just set our minds at ease.
Not in the way you think, but as I said, I get where you're coming from, so fine. And she turns around and shows you the back of her neck, and there's no tattoo.
Appreciate it.
Narissa, do you strictly tool and bounty hunter work, or you just a gun for hire, depending on your moral code?
It's more bounty hunter work, but if I see something wrong, I do what I can about it regardless. I mean, I need to pay the bills, but at the same time, once you're in the life and you know about the other world, your options for careers are somewhat limited. And
Maybe, yeah. Well, maybe you could find me on LinkedIn, and we could just like, if we
sure.
ever have need of a bounty hunter,
Reginald,
stop.
before you go any further, may I? And I turn to the monk and I release her from suggestion
Okay.
and do a slight nod or bow, as the Chinese would do, and leave it at that. I'm sorry. I just wanted to apologize for any inconvenience we may have caused.
Well, you did help me catch one of the three, and your way of intervening was far more peaceful than some, so I appreciate your measured response. You didn't know what was going on, and I think it shows, I think it does you credit to the way you handled the situation, so thank you.
And I do the head bow again in her direction.
And she bows to you slightly more deeply.
Well, now it's a bow off.
No, she was just showing an acknowledgement of the culture to him.
Is the elf that we have in cuffs, is he making any fuss at all, or?
No, he knows when he's outgunned. There's 6 of you, 1 of him, and he's cuffed.
Right. Speaking of, so I'm gonna actually push him up against the alley wall.
Okay.
Face first, and kind of spread his legs and do a pat down and remove any weapons on him.
Okay, you get a short sword and a hand crossbow.
All right, and then I'll turn to the monk, say, easier transportation, right?
She nods.
Well, I don't have any other questions for him. Everybody okay just turning him over to her?
Yeah, we've got enough on our plate, honestly.
I'd like to speak to him for just a moment.
Go ahead.
So I speak to him. I speak to him as privately as I can. I mean, everybody's around, but
do you walk away, or do you stay right there?
Well, I don't think everybody's going to let me walk away with him, but I would at least speak as quietly to him as I can. And I would say, what would you like me to share with the Winter Lady? Or sorry, no, it would be Lady Rudd. What's her name?
Goldorak.
I should know her name by now. Yes. What would you like me to share with Lady Goldorak?
I suppose that we were getting up to mischief and ran afoul of the local authorities. That we didn't do anything too terribly harmful to the mortals, but that they have no sense of humor.
What exactly did you do to them?
The odd charm, illusion here and there. I believe one of them may have gone for a swim in the Charles River, thinking they saw a mermaid, that sort of thing, you know. I mean, it's not my fault he didn't know how to swim.
Oh, so you killed the mortal?
No, he's not dead. We threw him a life preserver. As I said, it was meant as harmless fun. We didn't know he couldn't swim. Who doesn't know how to swim? Especially living in a port. These mortals are dim.
Yeah, and you have a lot more years to learn to swim than they do. So maybe you should be a little kinder next time.
I suspect there may not be a next time, but I appreciate whatever it is that you're trying to do for me.
All right.
And Nerissa
Could
says...
Could I have read their lips during this whole conversation so I know exactly what was said?
You have observant?
Yes.
Were you trying to shelter yourself in any way?
No.
No, I'm asking Zuki.
Oh, me? I'm going to share everything with them afterwards anyway. So it's more about, it was more information gathering for me. Maybe he was going to say something that would help me out in
then yeah,
all of my stuff that I'm trying to figure out.
Then yeah, we'll say that Zuki would have positioned herself so you could read his lips as well.
Perfect. Thank you, Zuki.
And Nerissa looks at you and says, anything else you wish to say to him before I haul him away? I don't think I'm going to get any information. I'm going to have to start over on his friends, but at least I have this one.
Nope. I'm good.
Nothing else for me.
I hope there's no ill feelings between you and I. she says to Zuki.
No, I'm still trying to understand a little bit more about your organization, but I understand why you needed to apprehend them, and I understand why they screwed up.
Well, I will
They
connect.
shouldn't have done that.
Do you have a card? She asks Reg, and she reaches into her vest and she pulls out a card.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's nice. It's not as nice as some others I've seen. I'm gonna change it. I saw one. It was like black, and it had like other black, and it's so badass. This is just a regular business card, but take this one. It was a vampire. He had a cool one.
She,
Yeah.
as you're saying that, she hands you her card, and it's a blue card with a silver fist on it, and like the fist is like clenched like this, and it says Narissa, Order of the Silver Fist, and it's got a contact number.
Son of a bitch! Even this one's cooler than mine. God, do you all have? Do you go to the same person? Is this online? God.
Call me. I'll set you up.
All right, thank you. God, I need a logo.
She's looking at it. She says, "Yeah, this is. Do you get much business with this?"
No, I mean no, because it's supposed to be all secretive and like I'm like an agent. I was trying to go for like plain, just sophisticated, but now I'm thinking I need like a picture or something. Like maybe mine can glow in the dark or something. I don't know.
We'll workshop it.
We'll workshop it.
And she goes and she flicks it into her coat. And,
All right.
All right. Well, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to take him back to headquarters. If you need me, give me a holler.
Yeah. You too, if you need anything. It's nighttime, correct? Like it's the evening.
No, this was the
This was
next
the
morning.
morning as we were.
I thought this was the next morning. Yeah.
Yeah. Then we will head over to the church, correct? To kind of scope it out and.
I
That's
thought it
where
was
we're headed.
the,
Yeah.
I thought it was the night before.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
I might be wrong. We're fine. If you want it to be the night before, it can be the night before. But I thought you guys had turned in for the night and had your cold pizza and such. But
No. That's perfect.
Either
That's
way.
good. Yeah. Let's.
And you see Narissa. She reaches into her cloak and she pulls out what looks like a cylinder, maybe about this big, just kind of fist size around. And she kind of clenches her fist and it extends into what looks like a bow staff. And then she pushes something on the side and it suddenly looks like a wooden walking stick. And she kind of nudges him with it and says, and she like throws a jacket over him so that people can't see his hands are cuffed behind his back. And she says, "All right, let's walk. You know what'll happen if you try to pull anything stupid." And she kind of nudges him with the stick and acts like it's a walking stick.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
All right. So what have we decided? Is it night or morning?
Let's ask God. God, is it night or morning?
I said it was morning, so I think we'll just go with morning.
Morning. Yeah, we head over to the church.
So can we assume we had a long rest?
Yes, you absolutely can assume you had a long rest. You still used the spell slots that you used in the fight with the
Of course.
with the dog and the illusionary clowns and the monk and elves. So any hit points that you lost there are still lost. I think Zuki was the only one to lose any hit points, though. And it wasn't that many.
We could always take a short rest at the church, maybe in one of
It
the
is true.
areas downstairs. So, all right. Yeah, we head over to the church.
Okay. You guys head over to the church, and the door is still got the sign on it, but you never locked it back up, so it's still unlocked from when you picked the lock. And you head in, and do you go through you're in the narthex. I remembered the word fire. Are you proud of me? You guys are standing in the narthex. You're going to head into the sanctuary or go downstairs?
Can we see if anyone has been here since we were here? Is there any way to observe that? Look at the door. I mean, I know we'd left it unlocked, but has anything moved?
Not in this part of the church, but there wasn't really much disturbed out here when last you were here. Most of the disturbing parts were in the sacristy and the sanctuary itself.
Understood.
So you would have to go to one of those two places to see if there was evidence of anyone.
Yeah, I'm kind of good with. So, does anyone want to set up anything for this meeting? Like, does anyone want to hide, or be in a central location up above, or Zuki? Do you want to possibly cockroach out and hide somewhere? Pop out when it's most opportune for you?
Well, at this point, we don't know who is going to be here, correct? We don't really know if the elves are going to show up. I mean, the Fae, the winter and summer and all that. We've just kind of extended an invite, but we don't know who will be here.
Correct. The only one that I can almost guarantee is the shadows.
Okay. Then it might be better for me to wild shape. Because really, it would only be the Fae that would see me as missing from the group.
Understood.
So, yeah.
Hold off though, because we don't
know how long it's going to be. But I'm gonna still kind of stay to the shadows. I'll kind of stealth to the shadows, just so that if somebody does barge in, I can do that really quickly without being noticed.
That is perfect.
And you have your wild shape is what, 2.5 hours now? Half your druid level?
Oh yeah, it sure is. Although no, I think it rounds down. I don't think it get half on it.
Then 2 hours instead of one.
Just 2 hours. Yeah, unless you say it's 2.5, because
I say it's 2.5 because I
but I think it's 2.
Die rolls you have to round down because you can't have a half a pip, but you can have a half an hour, and that's an easily measurable thing. So I'm cool with it being 2.5 hours.
Okay.
I break the rules all the time. I'm out of control.
Are we cleaning up the church at all right now, or how are we arranging the church for our meeting?
That's up to you.
I say we hold it the sanctuary.
You want to head over to the sanctuary? I say we clean it up as best we can. I think it's an outward sign of us refusing to accept what they've done to this space. Not necessarily a power play, but I know, Keel, I don't want to speak for you, but I don't know if you'd feel more comfortable sort of cleaning up the mess that they made.
No, I definitely would. I still like to get this place properly put together after we're done here. But
yeah.
For the time being, the less that we have of their grotesque imagery that they put on this place, I think it's the better off for us.
Yeah, so that's what I imagine we do. We spend some time doing manual labor, and there's probably a zen in it a bit for all of us, where we clean up and we try to get.
As you open the doors to the sanctuary, the first thing that you notice is the distinct lack of an overwhelming smell of death and decay. You're like bracing yourself because it was awful in there before, and like you had to breathe through your mouth, and you open the door. I mean, except for Nicholas, who
sure,
dead bodies, whatever. It's Tuesday.
I thought you were saying he's always a mouth breather anyway.
I was not, but okay, we can go that route. But it actually smells clean and somewhat fresh in here. And as you look around, you don't see any blood anywhere or any bodies.
Somebody called Molly Maid.
Did someone reach out to anyone about any of this?
I think Keel was the one that was going to handle it, and he was going to talk to his mother, but that never happened.
Yeah, I never made that phone call.
Well, I mean, technically, Reg, you called Sam and said, hey, can you guys do something about getting this place cleaned up?
And Sam said it was best for Keel to do that, didn't he? But yes, yeah.
He said he could take care of the bodies, but that he could not reconsecrate the church.
Right.
Oh, perfect. All right, so Sam got this area all ready to go.
Yeah, so in, just under in less than 24 hours. It looks like there was never a massacre here.
That's good, and I will take note of that. If this was a Telltale game, Reggie remembers this, and we'll have to thank Sam later. So,
All right. So since that's the case, can we, or at least Keel would like to head into the
Sacristy?
Jesus,
The Jesus closet?
the Jesus closet, the sacristy, and look for any loose paper he can find.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
That is a 15.
You search around the room, and it's significantly tidier than when you were here last. There's definitely no loose papers, and it looks pretty much like what you would expect the sacristy of a church to look like, minus the fact that there are no vestments in the wardrobe at all, but as though a priest had been in here preparing for a sermon. There's an organized stack of papers. There's a sermon there that wasn't there before.
Just kind of looking for just like scrap paper more than anything.
Okay.
Blank paper.
Yeah, you find some blank paper in the desk.
I'd like to then spend some time folding them into little origami cranes.
Okay.
Make specifically 4 of them.
Okay. You guys see Keel searching the sacristy and starts paper folding.
oh, nice. Yeah. Do we see the new sermon? Is that out?
Sure. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't.
What does it say?
It seems like a pretty standard boilerplate type of sermon, about the wages of sin and the triumph of the righteous, and a lot of, Catholic Church kind of stuff, where it's about the battle between good and evil and about controlling your path and staying on the right path and doing God's will, that sort of thing.
Interesting. Oh, okay. Is there any hidden message? This is a weird question. Is there any hidden message in the sermon?
Go ahead and
Weird
give me
pattern of words.
give me an investigation, or actually give me insight, because
Insight?
insight.
All right. Ooh. It's my new insight. So it's 14 plus 10. 24. Because of expertise. Oof.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so you look it over, and what it feels to you, someone was trying to create the impression that the priest had left a sermon here, but there's not really a hidden message in it. It's more just, what would a priest sound like?
Got it. All right.
In
Thank
case
you.
there were authorities or something coming in.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
It's like an anti-clue.
It's an anti-clue. Cool.
Well, since all the cleanup has been done, I'm thinking of poking around. This is my first time actually in a Catholic church.
Okay. What are you looking for?
Just kind of actually not really looking for anything. Just kind of poking around, maybe studying the stained glass windows for a bit.
Okay.
It's more of a curiosity thing than it is an actual search for secrets or anything of
Right.
that nature.
And as you start walking through, you're getting more of a feeling of peace than you had last time you were here. And you're just kind of absorbing the general sense and feel of the place. Zuki, you doing anything?
I'm alert because I don't know at what point we could have visitors, and I want to be the first one to hear so that I can change.
Okay.
So I'm kind of just staying to the edges. I mean, I'd still be looking around because
Sure.
every time I seem to have looked around the edges, I've found interesting things, or sometimes. But yeah,
Okay.
I want it all senses alert for sounds, noises, people coming in.
Okay, go ahead, give me perception.
20, not nat.
20, not that. So as you're hugging the shadows of the room and kind of just going around and trying to stay out of any sight lines. And as you're wandering, I mean, in addition to noticing the lack of blood, lack of bodies and everything, and I mean, even the carpets are clean. And, getting blood out of carpet, that's not an easy job. But it really looks like no bodies have been here at all. You also notice that the fake sermon poem that you saw is not there. As you were going by, you kind of do a double take, and that's missing.
Okay.
Nick?
I'm just gonna sit down and kind of take the whole scene in. This is much better than it was before.
Okay. So Nick just kind of sits down in one of the pews, and he's just kind of nodding and looking around.
Finally, something we didn't have to fix.
Yeah, yeah. This is kind of nice.
I appreciate this.
All right, so you guys kind of absorb the moment and just kind of take it all in. Zuki's on high alert. Keel is folding cranes. Zephyr is getting the feel of the room. And Reg is reading the sermon.
Once Keel's finished folding the cranes, he's going to give one of them to each member of his party and basically explain, keep these on your person at all times. I'll be able to find them if anything happens.
Oh, that's
All right.
awesome. Yeah, thank you.
It's more of a precaution than anything.
So do you guys each stash the cranes on your person?
Yeah, technicality question, because my clothes kind of absorb into me and weapons and stuff when I wild shape. That is part of that, right?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Just making sure.
How many exits and entrances into the building? Is there one major entrance and probably one back exit?
There's the major entrance, which has multiple double doors. There's an exit, two side exits out of the sanctuary, and then the sacristy leads into one of those. So there's 3 different ways in or out of the building.
Okay, perfect. I just want to note where they are in case something happens.
Okay.
So
Are you guys going to do anything else other than just try and, hang out and wait for the first to arrive?
How far out are they? Like, what was the predetermined time of arrival?
It was an evening meeting. I believe you'd said 5 or 6. I don't remember exactly which one, but
this is great because I imagine all of us being on edge and like being pumped and walking through, and then a montage of us just like taking naps on the benches, and then like ordering pizza to the church. I just love this mental imagery. It's like an episode of Buffy.
yeah, it's like you guys are all geared up, and then nothing happens, and nothing still happens, and nothing continues to happen, and so
I'm gonna fly around with my little thing. I'm like, ah, ah.
Yep, that's about right. That fits. So you guys are, and then I would imagine as the afternoon wears on and it starts to get closer to time, the alertness starts to amp back up again. And so, we'll say perception checks for everybody.
I've really got to start opening my eyes a little bit.
Huh.
It's kind of hard.
Zephyr's too engrossed. He's too. Oh, really?
I was thinking, but I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
Sorry, no filter tonight. I apologize.
Yikes.
I hope I didn't offend anybody. It was a joke. I apologize. It was insensitive.
-1 for you.
All right, Zephyr.
I got a total of 8.
You're just too engrossed in those stained glass windows. Reg.
I am.
16.
16. Zuki.
Also 16.
Nicholas.
Total of 21.
21. Keel.
7.
7. You must be
Who's got the
meditating or
squinty
something.
eyes now?
Just hard to see.
All right, Nicholas, Zuki, and Reg, you hear a faint tapping coming from the main entrance.
Tapping like footsteps or tapping like somebody tapping on something?
Tapping like possibly somebody knocking on the door, but because it's coming through several layers, it's faint.
Pizza's here.
I'll get it. You stay here. And I will walk over to the door and and say, "Who is it?"
And you hear a voice from the other side. I regret to say that we are unable to attend your meeting due to this being hallowed ground.
Hmm. Actually, it's not so hallowed at the moment. We're working on fixing that. You could test if you want to send one of your minions or lackeys.
Well, I do seem to be unable to cross the threshold, so
Oh,
I'm thinking that there may be some power in it yet.
why don't you, if you don't mind, and I'll open the door and sort of peek my head out. If you want to guard the perimeter, you are more than welcome to. In which case, when the enemies are fleeing the scene, you can track them down and eat them. I don't care, whichever. I don't know if they taste good. They've got extra soul in them, so.
I'm still not clear what is going on here.
Oh, well, I think I've narrowed down who's been setting all of us up. I think I've figured out who planted evidence and got you to attack me and got me to attack you and was responsible for destroying the Plastered dragon in the first place. So.
That is worth sticking around for. It is a pity I cannot come in.
Yes, you know what? I didn't think that part through before, and that's on me. I'll take full responsibility for that.
I'll just hang out here and keep my eyes open. And as he says that, his form shimmers and he turns into a bat, and you see he starts to fly up towards the eaves of the church.
I pretend like it's not cool. and then I go inside and close the door, and I'm like, the vampires were here. I forgot this was hallowed ground. He turned into a bat like out of a movie. It's pretty great.
Is it still hallowed?
Yeah, supposedly he couldn't get through the threshold.
Well, did you have to invite him in?
I said he's welcome to come in, and join us, but he still said there was something holding him back, which is probably good.
That is good
for
news.
us. Good.
You're thinking
yes,
an
we'll
ally on the outside, maybe?
I think so. He's going to keep an eye out for things, and we'll have a man on the outside, or a bat on the outside, or a Batman on the outside. We've got Batman, but definitely winning.
Reg, I could see the jealousy just welling up in you right now. It's terrible. It's not befitting. It's not becoming.
I'm feeling a little inadequate. It started with the business cards, and it just
Does it help that someday I'm going to be able to change into a bat?
No, not at all. Not in the slightest. Not in the least. It adds to it.
Actually, technically, you can change into a bat now. You just can't fly.
Yeah, it's not as cool if I can't fly.
No.
Okay. That's a great image of just a bat on the ground,
running around with its wings, kind of like the vultures in Jungle Book, right?
Yep.
Woo.
If I didn't want to waste my wild shape, I'd just turn into a bat right now to flop around and entertain him.
That's nice of you.
But I'm not going to waste it.
I'd buy that for $1.
All right, so you guys hang out. It doesn't take much longer. You hear a noise from the side entrance toward the back of the sanctuary.
Pizza's here.
We hang out here.
Okay. Door opens and 3 men wearing kind of shabby-looking clothing come in. One of them, you recognize Zuki as your werewolf friend from Government Center.
Ah. I'm still going to stay the shadows.
Okay.
Because, do they all look like they're together, like they're probably just 3 werewolves?
Yeah, their outfits look similarly shabby, and they're kind of hanging together in a little bit of a group. A pack, one might almost say.
Ha ha.
And I see what you did there.
And one of them looks at the one that's kind of on point. Looks at you guys. And like, all right, so what's going on here? We got word from Sam that we should. There's some kind of meet going on here. So
Yeah, gentlemen, if you'd like to have a seat, we have a few more guests that we're waiting for. We thought it might be a good idea to share with all of you at the same time information we've learned regarding the bombing of the Plastered Dragon and who is responsible for it. And we want everyone to be aware of that information at the same time.
oh, that's awfully decent of you.
You guys didn't see a pizza guy out there, did you?
No, we did not.
You did order, didn't you, Reg? You ordered pizza.
Yeah, I did. I swear I did. I think I did. I probably
You better
did.
have.
And the lead werewolf kind of nods, and they take up positions near the altar area, spread out so that they have eyes on different entrances of the room.
As we're still waiting, I'm actually going to head over to Zephyr and kind of pull him aside real quick.
Okay.
And I'm actually going to pull out the hand crossbow I confiscated from our elven friend and the few bolts that I had grabbed as well and hand them to Zephyr. Here, if anything does go down, be sure to keep your distance. Try not to get too involved with everything. Take this as additional protection if you need it.
Thank you. I actually used to play around with one of these back in high school, much to the chagrin of my mother.
Yeah, you were that kid.
And I accepted graciously.
As you guys are talking, front door swings open, and three guys, two big guys, one smaller guy, all in really fine Italian suits.
The pizza's here.
Come walking in. The guy in the middle says, "What did you say?
Oh,
You think you're funny?"
Oh, he's talking to me. You're talking to me? I thought you guys were bringing the pizza. We ordered pizza.
Of course I'm talking to you. Do you see anyone else here?
Well, let's see. There's 1, 2, 3.
Don't get smart, all right?
So it's like 8 of us here now.
I interject myself in between them and give him the same spiel and basically say, if you gentlemen want to have a seat, we're hoping to have a lot more answers for you once the meeting kicks off.
We'll stand, thanks, but thanks for the invite.
Yeah, of course.
Over the course of the next half hour, the Crimson Blade shows up, and
Douche.
Oh.
The frog in my throat.
Do you actually do that, Nicholas?
Oh, he's trying to decide.
I need a yes or a no.
Yeah,
Because
I could not do it. It's gonna happen.
because this is going to set up season 2 or 3. Yes.
So
it's gonna happen. There's no way I would resist.
So again, it seems like these guys are coming in gangs of 3, and these guys are dressed kind of like the monks in Doctor Strange, except that they have red swords at their hip. Some of them have 1, some of them have 2, depends on the style of weapon. And as you do that, you go, douche, all of a sudden one of them shimmers, disappears in like a cloud of smoke, and appears behind you, and there's a blade at your throat.
Oh, okay.
I was talking about the pizza guy that hasn't gotten here yet, because we ordered pizza for everybody, and you can have the first slice for sure.
Deception check.
Oh God.
We just lost our cleric.
Okay, all right, hold on. I may live. Deception. Oh, no bonus, but okay. I rolled a 17
Okay.
plus 0.
Oh, well, that plus 0 is going to make a difference. Let me see if I can find a D20
For
here.
sure.
You'd think I don't have any D20s. I keep reaching in and pulling out handfuls of dice and not coming up with any D20s. Here we go.
I love life.
He says, "Do not dishonor yourself by adding lies to your disrespect."
Once again, I will try to interject myself in between and say, my deepest apologies. He had no idea who he was dealing with. And if anything, you have sent a message to every other person in this room that you are not to be trifled with. And you have maintained honor for your group of assassins.
He looks at
Please.
you, gives you a slight nod, and shoves Nicholas away. And as you look back, the blade is sheathed, and you're not sure how he did it.
Thank you. If you'd like to have a seat, we'll begin shortly, and you will get the first slice of pizza. I will stay. So, Nick, Nick.
What? What?
Oh God!
One of those little eye booger things, you know? Just get right in there.
God!
Reg, I will give you a dex save to interpose yourself in between as you see him do this.
Yep. That is a 12 plus like my 5. It's a save. Oh, okay. So that's
Dex
20.
save. Okay. You see, and you know Nicholas well enough to know what's coming, and you see him starting to go, and you just kind of slide casually in between, and you kind of, without touching him, you kind of put your hand in the vicinity of his shoulder and gesture, "Oh, right this way, sir, please." And then as he turns, you give Nicholas like your biggest death glare, I would imagine.
Zuki's not looking like the most irresponsible one of the group anymore, is she?
He told me that these guys were bad.
Yes, they're bad. They're very bad. But not like, oh, I don't put the toilet seat down bad. More like I kill everyone who disrespects me bad. So no more.
I misunderstood.
Yeah, you misunderstood. No more.
Well, it's the clarify. But the thing.
No. Sit.
Zephyr's doing everything he can to stifle his laughter.
No, you don't get a question. You gotta hold it. Hold it. No. Congratulations, Zuki. You're now the second most annoying person in the group.
Yes.
She's hiding in the shadows. Do you call out to her?
No, I don't. I don't say that. I think it mentally to her.
It's okay. She hears every word of it mentally.
Yes. She can read on the expression on his face. She's known him long enough to be able to read on the expression. Have you wild shaped yet? As the first group came in, did you decide that was the time to wild shape, or are you going to just try and hide in the shadows instead?
As the werewolves came in, as long as I could stay to the shadows, but as we got more, I have more of a chance of being seen, so I would have wild shaped by now.
Okay. Cockroach?
Because by now we've got 4 groups in, right?
Yeah, you've got the Italians, you've got the werewolves, you've got the Crimson Blade, and you've got the vampires
cockroach,
outside.
Come on, who else? What else? Really?
I figured, but I wanted to make sure.
Cockroach.
I wanted to make sure. I'm not going to assume anything.
She's a hippopotamus.
That's what I do.
All right. So we're still waiting on the priests, the Court of Shadows, the Irish. Anybody I'm missing?
I don't believe
Summer
so.
and winter
Courts.
Are we
Oh yes, the
waiting on
summer,
summer and winter?
Summer and winter.
Yes, that's right. Just them.
So it's about 6:30 at this point, and nobody's shown up for a while, and the back door blows open and a cold wind blows in, a little bit of snow.
Drama.
And
Summer court's here.
And Guldurak walks in with a couple of her Ice Wolf attendants. I do apologize for being late, but it is nice to see you all again. I do appreciate the invite. I do hope you weren't waiting on me.
No, not at all. We expected you to make a wonderful entrance, as always.
And what have I missed?
You've missed that we are planning on speaking once our final group of guests arrive to share information about what we believe happened the day the Plastered Dragon was blown up. And we thought we'd share all that information at the same time with all interested parties.
Perception checks, please.
Everyone?
Everyone.
18.
18, Zuki?
26.
26. Nicholas?
What?
Less than that.
I got a nat 1,
Excellent.
like a boss.
So instead of noticing things, you're busy trying to make faces at the bad guys while they're not looking and stuff. Keel?
15.
15. Zephyr?
21.
21.
Ooh.
Okay, Zuki and Zephyr, you catch it first. It's evening time, and so the sun should be coming through the stained glass windows on the western side of the building. But there's like a ray of sunlight coming through the stained glass right behind the crucifix over the altar, so that it's almost making like a little halo for Jesus. And it starts to get a little bit brighter, and then others notice it, and all of a sudden it gets really bright, almost to the point of washing out the form of Jesus, and Malmarathir steps out of Jesus's body.
Oh!
No.
Winner! Winner!
That show.
Competitive entrances.
That's right. It's the Fae. You have to say, "Ah, good evening, dears. It is so good to see you all again. Suki, where are you? I was sure she was going to be here. I mean, if Reginald and his friends are involved, she must be nearby. Guldurak, have you seen her?" And if you'll pardon the pun, Guldurak just gives him an icy stare.
The cold shoulder.
I trust we're all here now and our business may commence. Reginald, dear, you're looking well. Freedom suits you.
Thank you. Yeah, and it does. It really, really does. I love the subtlety of your entrance. Like, I was worried that you might overdo it, but walking out of Jesus was just it.
It wasn't too much, was it? I was trying to not go too over the top, you understand? I mean,
No. You are a living, breathing Las Vegas act. It is, yes.
Oh, good. I am so glad. And he hops up on the altar and just like starts kicking his feet as they dangle.
And it is time, and we still have yet to see the Court of Shadows, correct?
You have yet to see the Court of Shadows.
Okay, we will wait a couple more minutes then.
The Italians have made it, but we haven't seen the Irish.
The
Have we?
Irish.
No.
You haven't seen the Irish. You haven't seen the priests.
Okay.
Well, we saw them last week. It was
You
bit of a
did.
mess.
You did see. You saw them yesterday, actually.
It was yesterday.
Yeah.
yes.
It's pretty gross. Eventually, about 7 o'clock, a small, harried-looking man comes running in, holding an envelope. And he says, "I don't know who's in charge here, but please just take this, just take it, and let me go."
What's wrong?
I was told to deliver this letter by some rather intimidating-looking people, and this group of people doesn't look any better. So I would just like to get this delivery over with and go.
I take the letter.
Please.
And I take the go run home.
And he takes a little digital device and he says, I need you to sign." It's like a little, almost like a little FedEx thing, but not FedEx. It's just.
I sign.
Thank you.
Asshole McGee. Dot.
He looks at it. He says, "Come on, man. I want to get
It's a
paid
fam-
for this. Okay.
All right. I erase it and then I actually don't want to sign this at all. It weirds me out. I want to do an insight check on this too.
Okay.
So you seem genuinely scared and freaked out right now. That's a 17.
He does. He seems like he wants to be anywhere other than here, but that he needs a signature to complete this transaction.
Okay. Yeah, I will. I will sign a name on there. Bob Dragon.
Okay. He says, "Come on."
Right.
Your name can't be Bob Dragon. You know what? Just give me the letter back. It's fine. Just give me the letter back.
Reginald. There you are.
All right.
Not doing last name.
I guess it'll have to do. Okay. Thank you. But bye. And he like looks around at all of you and just runs.
Cool. I open up the letter.
It's some fancy letterhead, Court of Shadows letterhead.
Dear Johnny.
Of course.
And it says, "Greetings to whom it may concern. We regret to inform you that we cannot attend your meeting tonight, as you have chosen a sacred location that is anathema to our existence. As such, we will not be able to meet on your grounds. If you wish to discuss something with us, feel free to choose another location and we will happily attend. Cordially, the Court of Shadows."
Okay. Well, the Court of Shadows isn't coming. Reginald climbs up onto where the pulpit is and stands up there and says,
Is
"Well,
Lord Malmarathar still swinging his legs off the pulpit? Is that where?
No, he's on the altar.
Oh, on the altar. Okay.
I don't know. Keel, should we still go through with this? Zephyr, Nick?
Before we do, excuse me, I'm going to take a quick look outside. And Keel head, basically peek his head out the door
Okay.
of the entire church and see if he can spot. Specifically, he's looking for those bald-headed, scary people, possibly surrounding the church.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
There's a nat 20.
Okay. With that nat 20, you do see a couple of interesting things. You notice in the park across the street a group of men trying to appear innocuous, but they do keep glancing toward the church. And you see a couple people wandering on the street who could fit the description of bald men with backpacks.
Like, could fit them how? Like they're bald men with backpacks?
Yes, that's how they could fit the description. Yes.
It's subtle, but
it's a tell.
Okay, as
Right.
calmly as he can, he's going to close the front door and then run into the sanctuary.
Okay.
Nothing to
We
see
might
here.
have a problem.
What is the problem?
There's some shifty looking people across the street, and then possible bombers.
Everyone, eyes on me, please. Eyes on me. Put your hands in the air if you're hearing me and you're listening and you're watching. Thank you all. As the
Malmarathia throws his hands up and goes, "Hallelujah!" Oh, is that not what you do in a church?
No, that's perfect. That's right. That's correct.
In about 60 seconds, there's a group of people that look like they may coming to attack all of us here in this space. So I want to explain this as fairly quickly as I can. We have reason to believe that the Court of Shadows are working with a group of outsiders. By outsiders, I mean outsiders outside of this plane of existence that are trying to force their way here. And they are doing that by blowing up the Plastered Dragon, which housed a group of people that were used to maintain order. We have all been individually attacked, all of the individual members here. We have been tracking them. They have set up the fairy court to take the fall. We have reason to believe they set up the vampires as well to take the fall, and they have been dividing us. They are mostly a group of people that we have seen have been utilized by them, have been bald people bearing a bunch of tattoos and backpacks. And we have reason to believe they may be coming here to do what they did to the Plastered Dragon. I advise everyone to take off. And if anyone wants to stick around, I plan on exacting true, swift, horrible vengeance on people trying to mess with this plane of existence. I think that's all. I'm so sorry the pizza didn't arrive. And let's all do brunch or something when this whole thing blows over. Yeah? And he gathers everyone up, and they walk out.
Okay, so the party walks out. You don't wait to see what anyone inside does?
Nope. We have to leave. I'm not going to be trapped in an exploding church.
What about you, Zuki? Do you stick around, or do you follow out?
Oh, gosh. What I want to do is... No.
Do it.
Live your truth. Live your truth.
No, live my truth.
Because that's the thing. Reggie is right next to... Malmarather or whatever he is right now, right?
Yes.
Because altar podium.
Yep.
Do it.
I crawl up onto his foot.
Malmarather's foot?
Guy.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so all right, as you do that, as he begins gesturing, and shimmering portal appears with much less ceremony than before, and poof, he pops out to the summer court.
Bye, Zuki.
So we'll deal with Zuki's side quest in a moment, but
wasn't intended to be a side quest per se.
I know. I have to send you a quick text about something that you noticed as you were leaving.
Okay.
And since I can't use Discord right now, I'm going to do a quick text. Also, because you can't really share this with anyone. Damn.
Secrets.
Yet.
DM secrets.
I want to be on the DM
How long does it take to roll up a new character on the DDB?
If you want to,
if you use the WTF is my character very quickly.
Ooh.
if you'd like a cleric with a wisdom of 4, you can just do random character. I'm not saying that happened to anybody out there for Friday's game, but
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to need you to roll 3d6. I'm going to need you to roll 3 more d6.
okay.
I'm going to need you to roll 3 more d6.
All right, while Zuki's looking at that, the rest of you followed Reg out the door.
Yes.
Okay, the Italians were out the door before you were, and you noticed the Winter Court also poofed quickly as well. You didn't see the werewolves. You don't see them come out the door behind you, but they may have gone out a side entrance. You don't know.
Do we notice that Zuki's not there?
Not yet, because she would still be in cockroach form, but I would imagine that, like, once you get outside and you're scoping, you're, like, shaking your pant leg or something, or you're trying to sense, and you realize she's not there, and so you probably start looking around.
I run back into the building.
Okay.
I tell everyone to wait here, and I run back into the building.
Well, I'm definitely taking a look around as we head out.
Okay.
And seeing if there's anything to see.
As people come out, let's see. Go ahead and give me a perception check, Keel, Nicholas, and Zephyr.
It's a 14 for Keel.
Jeez.
Nicholas?
22.
22. Zephyr?
8.
8. So you're distracted by Reginald looking around, because what's wrong? We got out, and Reginald bolts back into the building, which kind of distracts you from what's going on the outside. Keel, you notice that the people across the street aren't there anymore. Because once you go back out, you look and you're scanning to try and find the other people, and Nicholas, you catch a glimpse of a guy with a backpack who might be bald, but he's wearing a hoodie and the hood is up, but he looks like he's walking briskly away. And Reg, you go back inside, and one of the werewolves. Okay.
I'm screaming. I'm screaming frantically for Zuki.
Okay. You don't get a response. You don't see any antennae dancing magically or anything like that. But you do see the two werewolves trying to lift up their prone friend who is lying on the ground, almost catatonic.
What happened here? What's going on here?
I don't know, man. I mean, we were just you told us we got to get out of here, and all of a sudden he just started looking sick, and then he just seized up and fell over.
Is he? Can I feel his pulse? Is it?
Sure, you can.
Yeah. Is he? Yeah. Is he? What do I need to do? Is that medicine check? Is that?
Yeah, it's a really low DC. Basically, if it's not a nat 1, you're probably all right. Finding a pulse.
It's a 17. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a pulse. I mean, it's a little bit thready and weak, but he's definitely not dead.
All right. Yeah, get him out of here.
His face looks like it's twisted up in pain.
I have no idea why he's acting like this, but if he's oh shit! Are there any birds in the area? Did any of them get in the sanctuary? Or can I scan the?
Sure, go ahead. Give a scan for birds.
20.
You do a search and you don't see any birds, spiders, red-eyed creatures of any kind.
Okay.
Or anything other than you don't see any cockroaches. You just see 3 werewolves in human form.
Get him outside. See if we can help. There's a man outside. He goes by the name of Nicholas. He might be able to help your friend.
They kind of lift him up. Almost fireman's carry style, and try and get him out. It slows him down a bit because they're not particularly strong in their human forms, but they get him outside and like, hey, which one of you guys is Nick?
Over here. What's up?
He's sick. I don't know what's wrong, and your buddy inside said to bring him to you.
Okay. Did he touch anything? Did he eat something? It just happened.
It just happened. I mean, your friend said we got to get out of here. Someone's trying to blow up the building. Next thing I know, he's like twisted over in pain, and his face is all scrunched up. And
okay, do I see like any weird markings on his body or anything like that?
You want to like open up his shirt and stuff like that, or where are you looking?
Yeah, just a quick check, maybe to see if I see anything on him, or if there's a.
Give me an investigation check.
Of some sort. Nat 20. What?
Oh shit!
I know who his mother is. His father. I'm just kidding.
So you start taking off his shirt to try and elevating his legs, and you're really searching his body, but you're using like some medical terminology to make them think that it's absolutely normal to strip a paralyzed person naked, that this is just what you do, and you're like, okay, you got to roll him on his side so that we can check his airway and everything. And as you're doing this, you kind of catch a glimpse under his left arm of a small tattoo
of
a symbol in the style of those that you have seen before.
Changing.
It is not.
Static?
It is static. And you kind of roll him over, and you keep checking, and you see one in the other armpit as well. They're well hidden, and you very nearly missed them.
And they're both static. They're not changing.
They are static. Yes.
I'll ask his buddy. Say, when did he get these? How long ago?
I don't know. I didn't even know he had those. What the hell are they?
Oh, you don't know your guy well?
How many of your friends do you know whether or not they have an armpit tattoo? What kind of question is that?
Well, it's kind of like it could be poisoning from the tattoo. I'm trying to generate an idea here, so I'm hoping that you could help me out, but clearly not. So let me just write this down. Take these notes. Is the guy conscious at all, or is he's not responsive?
He's not responsive, and like I said, his breathing is a bit labored, and he's in pain.
Okay. All right, you guys gotta get. I'm telling them they need to get him to the hospital right now, and that's the best I could do for him. I mean, I don't have anything to relieve his pain. I don't have any meds to get rid of the pain. I could hold on.
You could what?
Let's. No, I was gonna see if lesser restoration might help, but I can't tell that it looks like he's poisoned or not.
That is true. You cannot.
All right, I tell
It
him to
might
get him to the
help. You don't know.
hospital. Yeah, I'd rather get him to the hospital. They might be able to do more there. I'll tell him to ask for my buddy. He has a little bit better idea of some of these things as well.
Okay.
Ask for Jimmy. Ask for Jimmy.
All right. And they kind of get an arm around each shoulder, and they start trying to drag him away. Reg?
I'm tearing the church apart. I'm searching every room. I'm looking for any sort of clues. I'm in here until the building blows up. I'm
Okay.
not leaving. I have to. Is there any sort of sign of where she might have gone, or?
No, there is not. She's vanished without a trace. You guys, what are you doing outside? Like, Reg was like, "Wait here, I'll be right back," and it's been like 5 minutes.
At this point, Keel's charging inside.
Okay.
Letting Reg know that none of the people are hanging around, any of the suspicious people. So it's not an immediate threat right now.
And I mean, the Italians have kind of hung out outside and are scoping the area, but.
Oh, hey, have the vampires left?
Oh, and the vampires, you don't know. Oh, and the Court of Shadows are also outside. They've taken a defensive position, and they're looking for threats as well. They have their blades drawn.
Crimson Blade's not Court of Shadows.
What's that, Kill?
Crimson Blades.
I'm sorry, Crimson Blade, not Court of Shadows. Yes, you're right. Crimson Blade. My bad.
Can I point out to them the bald-headed hoodie guy?
You were kind of preoccupied with the guy who had the seizure. So, Keel, you go running in and you see Reg frantically running around the sanctuary, screaming Zuki's name. And Zuki, you feel a subtle change in the temperature and the scent of the air. It feels fresher, more fragrant. And you feel like you've gone someplace else.
And so as I look around in my little cockroach form, what do I see?
You see a beautiful green field, a lot of flowers, some trees, and a stone table. And you see some elves there putting out refreshments. And Malmarathir says to them, "Well, that was exciting. I don't know about you, but I'm parched. A beverage, I think, if you please." And one of the female elves goes and brings him a glass of fey wine, and he swirls it around and takes a sip. And he says, "Well, I don't know what I expected, but that was not it. I shall have to tell Our Lady about this, I suppose. I don't know that it changes our plans. After all, she still is among them. And we are still interested, I believe." And that's where we're going to take our break tonight. We will be back in about 5-10 minutes, folks, and we'll find out what happens to Zuki in her stealth mission, and what happens to the rest of the party in the church, and if they find any more bald people. And what do they have against bald people anyway? I don't know. I feel attacked here personally. But we will be right back. See you all soon. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I unmuted myself. I nearly didn't, but I did. Right before the break, we had some interesting developments. The church may have been under attack. We may never know because the suspected culprits got away. Zuki disappeared. Reg went out of his mind looking, and Zuki heard some interesting conversation. Let's pick back up with the church.
She's not here. I've looked everywhere. I don't know what it is, and I don't understand what could have happened in the span of a few seconds. Keel, she has to be here. I mean, I can't do this. Like,
Reggie, let me try something real quick. And Keel closes his eyes and he casts Locate Object on the paper crane he gave to Zuki.
And if it's not within 1,000 feet, you will not detect a paper crane, correct?
Correct.
It is not within 1,000 feet.
I'll open my eyes with that realization.
What?
And do my best to hide that from Reggie.
Insight check, Reg.
Oh, it's very high.
Deception, Keel. Might need a nat 20.
Probably not as high. I got a total of 19.
Nope, 24.
All right. Well, so it's not as cut and dried as I thought it was from the die roll, but a look passes across Keel's face before he kind of hides it, and he kind of gives you a nothing to worry about, everything's fine kind of look on his face. But you saw the moment of panic before he threw that mask up.
I don't understand. I don't understand why this happens. I hate this. I hate this.
The best thing we can do right now is get back to Zephyr and Nick and see if we can find out any answers. Maybe Sam has contacts. We can. She can't have just disappeared. She must have. I don't even know.
We're in a freaking church right now, Keel. We're in a church with this guy, and he points up at Jesus. It's like, this guy, what people come here every Sunday because they want to believe some all-powerful man watches out over all of us. How am I supposed to... This good place... Was this invisible guardian around when I had to leave my son and my husband? Was he here when Zuki got taken wherever she got taken? Tell me. What is the point of saving this place? Maybe these outside beings were right. Maybe we should wipe the slate clean and be fucking done with it. I'm done, Keel. Let's go.
You're done. You're done with the Zuki. With everything we've learned here, you're done.
No, we have to find her, right?
Right.
We have to find her. And while we're finding her, we put this on hold until we find her.
I agree. Now, what's the most sensible thing we can do? She's a Fae, right? Maybe we can get in contact with the Winter Court, her family. Maybe they might have a chance of understanding where she may have ended up.
Fine. Yeah, I'd sell my soul to find out where she was. Let's contact the Winter Court.
Meanwhile, back in the Summer Court, yes, your lordship, of course, that is an excellent suggestion. What of the others? Oh, they're fine. I mean, especially that Reginald. He is such a delight. And to be sure, we are always concerned and interested in our half-brothers and sisters, and so the other two certainly warrant observation, to be sure. But we have plans for her. Now, run along and Tell the summer lady that I have returned with very little to report. And he goes and sits at the table and has a drink.
How long has it been?
It's probably been about an hour.
Okay. Ooh, and he's getting ready to talk to the summer lady. Then I'm staying right where I am.
Okay.
Yep. Because I'm going to have to come out of cockroach shape sooner or later. He's going to know I've been there the whole time sooner or later. So I might as well get what info I can before it all goes to shit.
Okay. It is absolutely.
Zuki's quote for the night.
It's a choice. Absolutely. So we'll come back because the summer lady, not one to be summoned, has kept him waiting for a little bit. The question is, how long? So in the meantime, Prime Material Plane Team, I was trying to figure out what to call you guys. What are you guys going to do? Where are you going to go?
I come running out to Nick and I say, Zephyr, Nick, do any of you have a way of contacting the Winter Court?
She's got the ball with her, right? The little... Was there a sphere that we use to contact them for the classes?
Yes, Zuki does have that, yes.
Nope.
Nope. All right.
Well, can't Sam contact him?
Yeah, I pull out my phone and I'm frantically calling Sam.
Hello.
I go over to Keel and ask him, what's going on? Where's
Zuki? We have no idea.
Sam, the plan's gone tits up.
Well, there's a surprise.
Yeah, the shadows never showed up, and we feel that they almost tried to take everyone out in the building, and Zuki's been taken. I need you to make contact, please, with anyone that you know that's part of the Winter Court. I need to find out what happened to her.
All right. I'll see what I can do. You want to just head over here and...
I'm already heading your way.
Yeah, and the church wasn't far. It was walking distance, so you can probably be there before the call's over.
I start running.
Okay. And the phone goes dead. He hangs up.
Yeah. We're headed over to Sam's. We're headed over to the Plastered Dragon. He's going to contact someone. She's not here. She's not within wherever Keel could cast this, so she's gone. And if one of us is taken, then we do everything we can to get them back, yeah?
Of course.
Hey, are the vampires still around? Maybe they saw something.
I don't know. Do we see them as we're run?
Bad signal.
Oh God. What his name was Nicodemus? Or was that the Court of Shadows?
No, Dark was the Court of Shadows.
Yes, so Nicodemus was the vampire. Was it the same person that we had conversations with?
It was not. It was clearly it looked like a lesser emissary, but still someone more important than a rank and file vampire.
I don't. Crap. I don't know. Does someone want to stay here? Do two of you want to stay here and talk to this? Try to find the vampire, see if he saw anything, while the other two run with me, or I can run by myself. Keel, watch over Zephyr and Nick. See if the vampire saw anything. The Plastered Dragon is close. I will just run there.
No. How about Zephyr and you go? Keel and I'll stay here.
Zephyr can't...
I can't keep up with him at a run.
Yeah. Zephyr's got his inhaler out already.
Nick,
stay here. I will be fine. You know how close the Plastered Dragon is.
Yeah, but none of us can be alone. Not one.
I agree. Nick, head with.
I'll go with
Reggie.
That should work.
All right, and we just take off at a run.
Okay. It doesn't take you more than a few minutes to get there.
Sam, have you made contact yet? Do you?
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Not getting a whole lot of response right now. I don't know. They kind of up in arms over there. What the
Understand?
hell did you guys do?
Well, we tried talking to them. We filled them in on what we had discovered. That what did we do? So we had to learn from a random bounty hunter today about the monastic order of the Plastered Dragon. It's not something you put on the back of the kids' menu. You know, you don't want to put a sign at the door like.
He says, I suppose I could say I'm not sure I know what you're talking about, but I think you wouldn't really believe that now, would you?
Not tonight. Not tonight, Sam.
Fair
We
enough.
know you're monktastic.
That's a conversation for later then. Right now,
Yeah. Yeah. Before,
right now, let's see if we can't get our wayward insect home.
Hey, quick question. You said that they were up in arms. The courts are up in arms about what?
Well, if I got through, I would know, wouldn't I?
How did you know they were up in arms?
Because everyone's freaking out over there that I try to talk to, and no one's giving me a time of day.
I mean, I'm not doubting you. I'm just trying to get as much information as possible. I'm not saying that you aren't giving us everything you know. I was just like, okay. I believe in you.
All right, well, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go back to it. And he wanders into the kitchen. He turns around. What?
what can we do? Please don't have me just stand here.
Fine. Don't stand there. Pour yourself a whiskey and then wipe down the bar. And he goes back into the kitchen.
I pour myself a whiskey and I wipe down the bar.
With the whiskey?
Probably not.
No, it's good. It's good whiskey.
Okay, Keel, Zephyr.
Hey, what went on in there? What's going on, Keel?
Well,
Where's
I don't know where Zuki is. You know those paper cranes I gave everybody?
Yes.
I couldn't find hers.
What do you mean you couldn't find hers? She has it.
I've recently learned how to locate things within a certain distance, and putting all my energy and focusing in on that, I wasn't able to find it.
So like a short range GPS, is that what you're telling me?
Basically, I mean, thought it'd come in handy, but obviously it's we don't know where our cockroach went.
Oh, it was a cool idea, I gotta say. How are we supposed to find a vampire? I don't see anybody walking around here anymore.
I mean, the only people I saw out here earlier were, I assume, was the Court of Shadows, just staking out the building. I mean, maybe if we hang out long enough. I mean, we've got the Italians over there. I just don't know what to do right now.
Well, I start heading around. Is there any place that I see that a vampire would be hiding?
Go ahead and give me an investigation.
Well, that's not too bad. Let's see, 19.
You do not see any vampires.
I mean, I think we've done everything we can here, Zephyr. It might just be best to meet up with everybody back at the Plastered Dragon and hope that Reggie and Nick were able to get Sam to figure something out.
All right, let's head on over. Yeah, I'm at a loss what we can be doing here.
Okay, you guys head over to the Plastered Dragon just as Sam comes back out of the kitchen, and you see Reg polishing a spot on the bar that looks like it's been really, really polished. You almost get the impression that he's been polishing it the entire time he's been here. And let's pop back over to the summer court, where it's been 45, 50 minutes. It's hard to tell exactly how long. And Zuki is trying to decide, how much longer do I stay here? And just as she's getting ready to give up and make a break, she hears a lilting voice. Malmarathir, I do hope I haven't kept you waiting too long. May I sit? Well, of course, my lady, of course you may sit, and I'm sure you're pleased as punch that you're making me talk to myself.
No, what?
I'm actually quite enjoying it.
Well, tell me, how goes this fool's errand of yours? This personal crusade? Oh, it goes quite well, my lady. I have already exacted a favor from the girl, and who knows what yet is to come. She is a delight and full of surprises. I just know that when you meet her, you are going to adore her. Really? Well, then I look forward to that day, whenever it is. Still, this is a dangerous game you are playing, Marathir. You should be careful. Where is the fun in that? Let us drink to the future and opportunity. And he raises his glass and they clink and they sip.
Zuki crawls down and then crawls over onto the lady's shoe
Okay.
and hangs out there for now.
Can't wait to see her pop into the lady's lap.
Wow.
Okay, I need from you a stealth check.
I should have known that was coming. Okay. Luckily, I'm super stealthy. No, I'm not. Oops,
Oh,
I'm
no.
the wrong person.
And
I'm
remember,
a little stealthy.
you have the cockroach's dexterity. Not your own.
dexterity.
Oh, crap. Okay, so it's, hang on a minute. I don't even know what his dex is.
Well, I find them hard to squish.
That would be
Oh.
Constitution.
Oh, that would be a plus 0. That's okay. All right, that's not very dexterous. So it's dex plus what?
Do you have proficiency in stealth because you keep your own proficiencies?
I do. Oh, I
Then-
do.
Then it is
Yes.
dex plus 3.
So it's 15.
Well, it's not too bad.
Because we used the rat stats on
Right.
the cockroach, and so he's a plus 0.
Okay. All right.
So 15.
You crawl onto this beaded slipper. It seems like it's made of silk or something like
Yes.
that. It's very fancy and very pretty. And you just rest on the slipper there?
Oh, yes.
And
Because she's not going to risk crawling up her leg. Does she have? She doesn't have pants on or anything.
no,
It's
she
like a
does. No,
dress?
she does not. Yes, she's wearing.
Yeah, she's not going to risk actually coming into contact with her skin. There's no way.
Yeah, she's wearing a summer dress, and they exchange pleasantries for a few more minutes, and they eat and drink, and finally she says, "Well, if there is nothing else, I believe I will take my leave of you." And she gets up, and she walks away.
I stay.
Okay. And she walks for a few minutes, brisk pace, and she comes to what looks like a palace of some sort. And you're perched on her shoe, so you can kind of see where she's going, and it almost feels like the terrain shimmers as she walks, because you didn't see a palace anywhere in the distance when she started walking, and yet somehow within only a couple of minutes she's there.
I'm far away.
And she goes
Okay.
and she goes in the side and goes into a small throne room and sits down and rings a little bell. And all of a sudden, Zuki, you start feeling funny.
Oh.
You know
All
what?
right. So
Are you going to
that's
hop
that,
off of her
like,
foot? Yeah.
change is coming. Yes. Okay. So I crawl away to some little dark corner as quickly as I can.
Okay, give me a dex saving throw.
Oh, I think we just established how well my. Oh, that was an 18. So 18 plus 0.
Okay, 18. Okay, that is good enough. You managed to get into a shadow before you change back into yourself. You're hiding behind a pillar in the throne room of the Summer Lady's palace. What could go wrong?
Oh,
And to think we named last week's episode "Holy Shit." Boy, was I wrong. All right, back in the bar. Sam has come back in, and he says, "Well, I managed to get Goldurak on the phone, or
Yes.
the mirror or whatever, and she says that she hasn't seen Zuki and she doesn't feel her anywhere nearby. Says they're a little bit busy trying to figure out whether or not this was an assassination attempt. And so they're not too disposed to conversations or visitors at this particular moment, but they said since it was Zuki, they would keep an ear out.
Do you think you can trust them?
Well, I mean, as much as you can trust any of the Fae, sure.
Could I ask you to make one more phone call?
I guess. Who do you want me to talk to?
I want to talk to Malmar Theo.
You are a glutton for punishment, aren't you?
Anything to get her back.
All right. I'll see what I can do. And he heads back into the kitchen again.
Do you guys think it's like a Beetlejuice thing? Like if we said his name 3 times, he might answer?
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
All right.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
What is this? An 80s movie?
I know. I just grasping at straws here.
But it's not far. I mean, obviously, let's think about who was there. Who could have gotten her out of there without anybody seeing it and almost instantly out of Keel's range? I don't even know what that is, but I mean, gone? How many there could have done it?
Probably anyone at the Crimson Blade.
Brian, do I know where the Court of Shadows physically is?
They have some locations, yes. You probably know where Mr. Damien hangs out.
Now, is it obvious to us that she's had an unhealthy relationship with Mal Mirathar?
I wouldn't say obvious.
No.
You know that she's had some interaction with him, but you don't realize the extent.
Okay.
Because she has always kept it on the down low.
She said she's talked to him 1 time. We don't know it's been multiple times that she's made contact with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
You also know that she
Sam-
recruited him as Reginald's lawyer.
Yeah.
I mean, so who has motive to take her? The Crimson? I mean, that's the first time they've ever met her? The Dark guys couldn't get in. The Shadow guys couldn't even get in.
No, they could get in. That was an outward sign because they were here. If we're still working under that assumption, they had a way of getting in here the first time. Or people that they did to be here, that you do this for us, we'll give you a part of your soul back, or people that owed them favors. Like, it could have been any of those possibilities.
Do you think this might have any relation to the werewolf guy getting sick?
I don't know. Nicholas, have you checked in with your friend at the hospital to see if he...
No, but he did have 2 tattoos that we've seen before, and I'll show him what I wrote down.
He had these 2 tattoos?
Yeah. I couldn't do anything for him there, so I thought it best that he be at the hospital.
No, I mean, it could be the equivalent of a sleeper agent. I mean, we could have people in all the different organizations that were there as the basis for the magic. I mean, he could have very easily been the one that had the heart attack, right? And caused whatever this explosion was. So we have 2 options, and I will leave it to the group. One, we can wait here and wait for the summer court to contact us. Or we could do something really stupid. And we could work under the assumption that the Court of Shadows was responsible for this if they have access to planar travel. And the 4 of us could walk right up to their front door and kick it the fuck down.
You mean the guys with the swords?
No, I mean the guys
flashing
that trade in souls.
Oh,
The guys that have
those
your
guys
blood.
aren't nearly as scary.
Yeah.
Sarcasm meters off the chart.
I mean, personally, I think we need to make sure the summer court doesn't know where Zuki is. We're already here with Sam, and he's already in the process of contacting them. If they don't know anything, I think the Court of Shadows is our next step.
Sam walks in.
I'm wondering, even with this werewolf getting sick at the same time, just seems so much of a coincidence. Do we need to get hold of Nick's friend? And
hang on, Zephyr. That may be the next step. Sam, any word?
Yeah, I talked to your buddy Malmarthir, and told him that that Zuki was missing and that you were looking for her. And he said he hadn't seen her, but he would keep an eye out for her as a personal favor to you. And then he winked.
All right. Let's do this. Let's walk up to the front door and kick some ass and get our friend back.
Such a bad idea, but yeah.
I don't see another option here. I can't. If they're torturing her, if they're using her for some sort of ritual, like if they're doing any of those things, if it were any one of you,
we owe it to her. Let's go.
Yep.
No more talking. Let's go.
Okay, so you.
All right. Yeah, let's go. We set out.
All right, so you go. Are you going to head for the nearest location or Mr. Damien's location, the one where you typically go and see him when you have a discussion, or?
I want to go see Damien.
Okay.
I'm done with fighting. Yeah.
That's not a good omen.
No.
All right. Meanwhile, back in the throne room. Oh, yes?
I was just going to recommend, can we maybe do another search with Keel's spell before kicking the door in?
Yeah, you could certainly cast the spell once you get there.
She should be within range by then, wouldn't she?
I mean, in theory, I say we get close to the Court of Shadows first. I can cast it there,
yes,
and then that's what you meant?
Yeah, just before kicking the door in, maybe we should check to see if she's in the building.
It's a great idea.
Does that spell work if she's on a different plane of existence?
Not to my knowledge. I can't imagine that it would.
The distance is 1,000 feet, and you can't really do a linear distance across planes.
Right.
All right.
All right. So, meanwhile, back in the throne room, Zuki, you're basically you're like crouched on the floor, pressed up against a pillar.
Yep. All right. Well, I could only get away with this for so long, so I might as well face it head on.
How long do you wait?
Not very long, because at this point, I'm gonna wait for a few minutes. How many people are in the throne room right now? There's just like the lady. Is this like the lady? This is like the lady of summer.
This is the summer lady.
Okay, this is the one. Okay.
Yes.
Whew. Okay, are there other people in there?
Yeah, there are a couple of attendants by the side of the throne.
Yeah, it sounds like she is aware of what Lord Mothra has been doing, but this isn't really her plan. This is more like his plan.
Yes.
So it's not like she's going to be talking about it much.
No. It sounds like, she's on board with it and willing to let him see what he can accomplish.
Yeah.
But she doesn't sound too personally invested.
So this could be stupid, but okay. So I'm going to come out from the corners. And I'm going to look very subservient.
Okay.
And very, my lady, I did not mean to rudely interrupt you. I need your help.
She tilts her head and looks at you. Go on.
I did not mean to end up here, but I'm hoping that perhaps since I am here, you can help me to understand why both winter and summer have such interest in me.
And who are you, exactly? I do not believe we have been acquainted yet.
You're familiar with me. My name is Mizuki.
Her face cracks into a broad smile. Well, Marathir wasn't kidding. You are a delight, aren't you, dear?
I'm not intending to be right now.
Oh,
I just
please.
need some help.
You look so ill, child. Please, be at ease. You are in no danger in our court. You are welcome here.
Well, thank you.
Said the spider to the
To the
fly.
fly.
I'm so afraid to say anything right now.
And she's just
So-
sitting there very contentedly and calmly just smiling at you with a little twinkle in her eye.
I don't have any reason for two groups of such power to have any interest in me.
Don't you?
Why would Lord Malmarathar have spent so much time trying to contact me?
Well, now, that's not information I can just give away. Surely you must understand that by now. I can see how much you have been touched by our world of late. And I have heard that you are becoming quite the negotiator.
Who would you have heard that from?
Malmarathir, of course. You think that there are things in my realm that go on without my notice?
No, not at all. I just didn't find myself a great negotiator.
Ah, I see. Well, you are young. You have time.
So, obviously, there's information that you have that I want,
Obviously,
but I really don't
there
have
is.
much to give. What information are you looking for?
I'm not sure there is any information you have at the moment that I need, but it is possible that you have information I do not know. I just wouldn't know it enough to ask. I suppose you must decide if you know anything of significance to one of my stature.
Well, I know that 12 years ago, someone from the summer court intended to hurt an elf of the winter court, a lord. And somehow the shot was missed and it hit a human instead. It hit my mother. And she's been in a coma ever since.
That is interesting.
That seems like information that you could help me with.
It does. And it is. Suddenly you hear from out in the courtyard, "Milady, you'll never guess what has happened! The most delicious thing!" And Malmarathir comes rushing in. "Do you remember that girl?"
No.
Oh! Oh, I see. Hello, dear. Fancy meeting you here. Your friends are worried sick about you. I apologize, my lady. I was going to tell you that I believe our little friend had hitched a ride home with me, but apparently you already know. My humblest apologies, and he begins bowing and backing out of the room.
She's not going to stop him. She's got enough to deal with.
She lets him bow and back out of the room, and she's...
Yes. She's having enough trouble juggling one. She doesn't need to juggle two.
Or
Interesting.
does she?
I will make you a trade, then, little one. And I'm sure it is not a fair trade, because I have my suspicions. But in a show of good faith, I will give a trade to you that is likely balanced in your favor. Though it is up to you whether or not to accept. I will give you information about what you have just shared with me that you may find useful and significant in exchange for you explaining your purpose in hitching a ride with Marathir.
That seems fair.
What I will tell you is, if a summer curse hit a human, and that curse was intended to incapacitate a member of winter, that human would not be in a coma. That human would be dead. Make of that information as you will.
So you're saying my mother isn't human?
She sips her fey wine. I have said what I am going to say. It is up to you what you do with that information. Now you. Oh,
Okay.
and where are my manners? Would you like something to eat or drink?
Oh, no, thank you.
She smiles. Please, go ahead.
I've been looking for an opportunity to find out how I could help my mother. And since the curse came from the summer, I thought perhaps he could help. And I did not consider that I might end up here.
Well, that
and
was...
once I did, go ahead.
No, after you, please.
No. I'll be happy to tell you more. Go ahead and say what you were going to say. And then perhaps in this exchange of information, I can continue to exchange more information with you.
See, I told you you were getting the hang of this negotiation. I was going to say that that was a surprise and not at all what I thought you were going to say, so I found that a very satisfying exchange. But do continue if you wish.
Oh, no, you first, please.
What else would you have of me? Transport home, perhaps?
That would be helpful. All right. So the agreement is I continue what I was going to say, and you agree that when we are done with our conversation, you will transport me home?
Yes, and I agree that the end of our conversation will be a mutually agreed upon moment.
Okay. So once I got here and I realized that I had inadvertently ended up in a place I hadn't expected, I thought perhaps I could use it to gain information about why I'm feeling pulled in two directions between the summer and the winter court. Not understanding enough of my heritage, I don't understand why both summer and winter would have any interest in me.
That is interesting. That is not my story to tell, however, but I do believe you are on the path to understanding. Perhaps if you understood summer as well as you understood winter, that you may accelerate this process.
So then I have information for you about that, but I'm not necessarily ready to share it because the information could probably be pretty helpful to you.
I see.
So what can you tell me that would be helpful to me?
So many things. So very many things. It's hard to decide without knowing at least some sense of what you're going to share with me, what it is that I can share with you.
That is difficult, isn't it? Why don't you choose something that you think would be useful?
Very well. Let us say that your mother's birth was arranged by Ben.
That I already knew.
Did you?
I did. So can you tell me something that I don't already know?
I know that your grandfather no longer resides on your home plane.
Meaning he's here?
I did not say that. That is for you to determine. And now it is your turn. That is a significant piece of information, I think you will agree.
It is. You said that I need to learn more about Summer and Summer's role in this, or perhaps how I relate to Summer in order to understand. What you may or may not know is that Winter has actively taken steps to help me to understand my heritage and my background.
Because of your father.
Yes.
Yes,
To
we
help
are
me learn.
aware. And so I
And
am
how would
making...
you be aware of that?
Ah, a lady does not tell all her secrets, but
Oh, okay.
I would give the same offer to you for Summer.
I feel like the people that I've been spending a lot of time lately might find some difficulty in me spending a great deal of time with both Winter and Summer each week.
But
It could be a little difficult.
time does not have to pass the same way here as it does at home.
Okay.
When would you like to return?
I'm concerned because I feel like Winter's goal is to help me to learn and to help me to understand. But as you know, I have much less information than you do. So if we're going to be on an exchange system of information, then I'm going to find myself lacking very quickly, which is not going to help me in the long run. So is your goal to help me to understand things from Summer's perspective, or is your goal to try to exchange information with me? Because that doesn't really have a lot of long-term solutions.
My goal is for you to learn and understand who you are.
Okay.
For the truth will set you free. I assure you of that.
Then I would like an opportunity to learn more about how my heritage relates to the Summer court.
Excellent. And she waves her hand, and a little charm necklace with a golden sun appears.
Collect them all!
Collect them all! And she hands it to you and says, if you need to contact me, you merely need to speak into that.
And what is, forgive me, my lady, how with the many names that you are called throughout the realms, how would you prefer me to address you?
For now, let us stay with the formal My Lady of Summer, or My Lady if we're in person.
All right. Thank you.
You are so welcome, child. Marathea was right. This is going to be fun. Now, uh, I suppose you'll be. I suppose you'll be wanting that portal home, or was there more that you wished to discuss?
No, thank you. I would love to go home. Thank you.
And when would you like to go home?
Now would be good.
I mean, with respect to when you left.
That's an option?
I said as much. Were you not listening?
Could it be fairly soon after I left?
Certainly.
Yes, that would be lovely.
Okay. Then that is when it shall be. I will have you within 15 minutes, perhaps half an hour of when you departed. It depends a bit on the weather, the winds, things like that. But I will do my best. Do give your mother my regards when you see her. And she waves her hand, and you shimmer, and you pop into the church, and there's nobody there.
Okay. Ooh, and I don't have a way to contact them, do I?
Nope.
No, I don't.
No cell phone, nothing.
Nope, nothing. So what I'm going to do, I would know. Would I know Reggie's number by now? Because I've had to call him enough times.
Oh, yeah, you probably would know Reggie's number.
I am going to run to the nearest payphone and I'm going to call Reggie.
Give me an investigation check, because a payphone is a very rare thing nowadays.
Oh, they're really hard to find nowadays. Okay, that's okay. I don't need a payphone. I'm going to run up to the kindest looking person I can find on the street.
Okay.
And say, I'm lost and I'm trying to find my brother. Would you mind me using your cell phone to call him?
Okay, give me an insight check first to see if you can find a suitably susceptible candidate.
Ooh, that was a 19 plus 8, 27.
Then I will give you deception at advantage on this person.
All right.
Because you chose well. You found one of those people that...
Ooh, that was helpful because it was a 16 and a 2. So deception for me is 4. So that's a 20, not nat.
Okay, so you're scrambling around outside, looking to try and figure out who. And it's nighttime, so the streets aren't super crowded. But you find a young couple that are like walking down the street, eating ice cream. They're clearly on a date, and you go up to them, looking really frantic and pitiful, and pleading. And she looks at, oh, John, look at the poor thing. Give her your phone. And not wanting to seem like an asshole, he's like, yeah, all right, Cindy, hang on. And he fishes out his phone, and he kind of reluctantly hands it over to you, but wanting to make good points with the girlfriend.
So I call Reggie's number. Beep, beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, boop, boop.
That's my phone number.
Reg, your phone starts ringing. It's not a number you recognize, but it doesn't look like a blocked caller or anything like that.
Is it a zip code for the area that I live in?
It is a Boston. It is a Boston area code. Yes.
And does my cell phone still work after being taken over by the weird medallion?
Oh, you never got a new cell phone. Then no, it does not. It doesn't ring.
Nope.
Okay.
Would I know anyone else's?
I have to be true.
No,
to the story.
absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's okay. No, that's okay.
You might know Sam's. I would give you.
Oh yeah, I would know Sam's.
Yeah, because
if not, I have one more phone number I can use.
Yep. Okay. Go ahead.
But okay, so I try Sam's.
Hello.
Have you seen Reggie? It's Zuki.
Zuki, where the hell have you been?
Out, but I'm back and I'm okay. I just need him to know that I'm okay.
Oh, that's gonna be a problem. Wait, how have you been calling him, Reg? By the way, because you called Sam a while ago. Did you just like borrow someone's phone or?
Yeah, I imagine we've been just doing round robin.
Okay.
Yeah, he would have borrowed mine.
That's fine.
I refuse to get rid of the pictures.
He's
We've been looking at
yeah.
the pictures on the phone.
Well, he's convinced that the Court of Shadows kidnapped you, and he's about to go kick in their door and attack everybody in sight.
Can you call any of them, all of them, whoever has called you recently from our group? Can you please call them and tell them I'm okay?
Keel, would you have blocked your phone number when you called, or?
No, not Sam.
All right. Yeah, all right. I'll try. Why don't you, I guess, head over here, and
Okay.
hopefully I can.
Yeah, I will head your way. I will head right towards the Plastered Dragon right now.
All right, I'll see you soon. Can't
All right.
wait to hear this one. Be safe, kid.
Yeah. Thanks.
And he hangs up.
That wasn't ominous at all.
And the guy's like, and you hand the phone back to the guy.
Yeah. I
He's
say thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome. And he's like walking away. Plastered Dragon. And he and the two of them walk away, kind of talking about the strange girl that's just run off into the night. Keel, your phone rings.
Number I recognize.
Oh yeah,
It'd be
it's
Sam at this
it's
point.
Sam. Yeah, I'm sure you have Sam on caller ID.
Yeah.
We don't have time for this.
Sam, what's up?
You're like just about to the Court of Shadows. Hey, you done anything stupid yet?
We're just about to.
Well, call it off. I just heard from Zuki. She called me.
How? When?
Like just before I called you. Some stranger's phone. I don't know how she got it, but she's on her way here. She said
she's coming to the Plastered Dragon.
Yeah, she said she was gone and now she's back. I didn't wait to get the details because I figured it would be a good idea to stop a massacre.
Appreciate that, Sam. We'll be on our way.
All right, I'll see you soon.
She said kick in the door.
Reggie, we don't need to do something stupid right now.
What?
Zuki's on her way to the Plastered Dragon. That was Sam. He didn't give me any additional details beyond that. But she's here. She's safe.
Or did they know that we were about to kick ass and they're trying to get us away from the building?
Regardless, we need to make sure that she's actually her, actually safe.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's head to the Plastered Dragon.
Wait, before we leave, see if you can detect her. Do your mystic little bird thing.
Oh, yeah. That's not a bad idea, just to see if it was a fake. Keel will close his eyes and concentrate and, again, cast the Locate Object spell on Zuki's crane.
She is not within 1,000 feet of you.
And I'll relay that info to the group.
Yeah, let's go. And
Can that thing be masked?
I mean, as far as I know, the only thing that can mask it is lead. I mean, there is that chance that this entire building is lined with lead, but I mean, it's 20th century Boston. I don't see it happening.
If it was built pre-1978, it could have lead-based paint.
I trust in Sam. Let's head back to the Plastered Dragon and see what happened. Quickly.
Okay, it takes you a little while to get back there because, the Court of Shadows isn't exactly right next door to the Plastered Dragon. Zuki, you get there first.
Zuki makes like 38 dash actions.
Not to mention your urchin feature, which lets you move double speed in the city. So you get there in no time. Yep. And as you walk in, Sam's standing there with his arms crossed, tapping his foot. Well?
I made a choice.
Oh, God.
I accidentally ended up in the summer realm. But I'm back.
I wonder why they didn't tell us about that. I guess that's a question for another day.
Yeah, I mean, I was technically a little insecty at the time, so Lord Mothra might not have known.
You all right?
I'm okay.
Can I get you anything?
I may not be in like 15 minutes. I don't know how long it's going to take them to get here. You know what? Yeah, do you have any pizza?
I'll see if I can rustle some up. Sit tight. Grab yourself a drink if you want. And he heads into the
Thanks,
kitchen.
I will. I might as well do that while I'm still alive. So, you know, last meal.
And you hear the sounds of cooking from the kitchen, and he comes out about 10 minutes later with a little personal margarita pizza with fresh basil on it. And you're just like...
You're the best.
You're just like... It's just cooled down, and you're just cutting into it and about to take the first bite as Reg comes tearing down the stairs, seeing you sitting eating pizza.
Are you hurt? Who took you? Are you okay? And I start looking over her for wounds and like.
I'm okay. I'm not hurt. I'm good.
Did you have to fight?
Everything's good. We're good.
What happened? Did you have to fight your way out? We were about to. Was it the Court of Shadows?
Oh no, they didn't do anything.
What happened? We tore the church apart trying to find you. And
yeah, I was a bug. I was a cockroach. Remember, I was tiny.
No, I understand. But the Winter Court hadn't seen you, and the Summer Court hadn't seen you, and.
Well, they hadn't seen me because they were looking for me and not a cockroach. On their foot.
You hitched a ride.
Well, I didn't know I was hitching a ride I didn't think through entirely. I was thinking I might get some information, and it didn't work out the way I intended, but I got some information. That's good. I got information. I mean, it's not really helpful to the group as a whole. I mean, it's a little helpful to me, but but it was information, and it could have been helpful to the group. It's a little helpful to the group.
Hey, Nick. Congratulations. You're not the most annoying member of the group anymore.
Yes! Happy dance. Whoop.
It changes week by week.
Got back without owing anybody any favors. So that's good, right? And I got to meet the lady at the summer court. And she was really nice.
We almost stormed the castle. Reg, don't do it. Don't do it, man. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
I'm done with you.
I told you.
What?
I'm just done.
No.
No, I'm done.
No,
I'll be back.
no,
I'll be back at the apartment, guys. I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to raise my voice. I'm done with this spoiled brat of a princess who endangered all of our lives so she could find information. I'm done. I'm glad you found out what you needed to know. Nicholas wasn't lying. We almost stormed the battlements to get you back.
Yeah, and we all mess up sometimes. I wasn't intending to go back to the summer court. I wasn't intending for any of those things to happen. I messed up. Yeah, I messed up. But
I'm sorry, is this similar to the other times where you said everyone makes mistakes, everyone messes up? How many mistakes do you get to make, Zuki? How many of us have to die trying to get you back from some phantom beast that took you when you're the one who crawled on someone's foot?
oh, I'm so glad that you've never made a mistake in your life, or that the rest of the group hasn't made mistakes either. It must be nice to be up on your perfect pedestal of a lack of any mistakes ever.
Keel,
what does that feel like up there? My goodness.
Keel, Zephyr, Nicholas, am I wrong here? Am I off base here? The end of the world is happening. We're doing our best, and she went on a scouting mission by crawling on one of the Fey Lord's foot, and then wound up talking to the Summer Lady. Tell me, if the three of you can look at me in the eyes and tell me that I am being off base here and that I am overreacting, I will stop right now.
Reg, she's still young.
So are you, Zephyr.
Kids make mistakes. I know. I'm sure I'll have my stupid moments. I almost cast a spell in the middle of a Starbucks and nothing was even happening. I mean,
There's a difference between making a mistake and being selfish.
Listen, they have an interest in Nick. They have an interest in Zephyr. And for some reason, both the Summer and the Winter Court have an interest in the three of us. And so if
Zuki.
3/5 of our group, yes, I can do fractions. Look at that. If 3/5 of our group has some sort of interest from the Summer Court and the Winter Court, then it seems like finding out information about that is not a selfish pursuit, that perhaps it might have something to do with the bigger picture here. What are we doing? We're chasing down leads.
Reggie takes out all of the money in his wallet and slaps it on the bar and says, you can keep all of this if you can tell me that you asked a question about Zephyr and Nicholas during your trip, that this wasn't purely selfish on your behalf. Did you inquire about them at all? Tell me.
I didn't get that far.
Oh, okay. So this was bullshit.
Because everything is an exchange of information. You know that. I got out two exchanges of information before I came back.
Did you get any information to help your friends that were willing to die for you? Or was this pure?
I didn't get any information to help anybody other than they have an interest in the three of us for some reason.
You didn't get any information that helped you? I'm sorry.
I didn't get any more information than other people have gotten other times. I got the information that my mother might not be who I think she is, but I seem to remember that another person in our party has gotten similar information very recently.
So you're trying to apply that because you learned about your mother, it applies to Nicholas.
We're all just trying to get by and figure out what's going on here. And we can't decide right now what information is important and what information isn't, or what information may or may not be connected to the bigger picture here.
Cool. I will let the group decide how many times you can keep using the pronoun we before it comes across as meaningless. How many mistakes will you get to make before you using the word we? It's not about we. You contacted Malmafia in my apartment to find out information. You kept this information about who your parents were until fairly recently to learn information. Zuki, I tore the church apart because I feared that I'd lost another child. You made a mistake. We all make mistakes. But part of being an adult is owning up to that mistake.
Oh, wait. I didn't just do that. I didn't just say I made a mistake. What, do we have to keep a tally chart for Zuki, and everybody else is allowed to make mistakes as they wish or as they want to because they're adults? But over here, I get gold stars or frowny faces based on each decision I make each day. Really?
No, you're right. You make as many mistakes as you want. And as long as you keep apologizing, we will keep endangering ourselves until one of us dies in the process. Yep.
We all endanger ourselves every day. We've been endangering ourselves since this whole thing started, trying to find out information. That's what the whole journey has been. So you can't put it on me when we've all been putting ourselves in danger, me included, to get to the bottom of this.
The bottom of your information. Did you ask? You had the summer lady at your disposal.
I didn't have the summer. I'm sorry. You seem to be the one who knows so much about the fairy court. Whoever has any summer or winter lady at their disposal. Would you like to go talk to her instead? I'm sure I could arrange that. You can go get any information you want and have her at your disposal.
Keel, I'll see you all at the apartment. She's not understanding, and I think she's too young to understand. So
would you like to give me a list of questions I can ask her next time? I'd be happy to give her a list of questions. You can tell me how well you think that's going to go over with her.
I'll meet you all at the apartment. And he goes up to Sam and says, "Thank you so much, Sam. I appreciate the help. Thank you for helping bring her home. I will get a new cell phone. Yeah, I'll see you all at the apartment." I don't. I never have. And he will get a cab or an Uber and head back to the apartment.
I'll follow with him.
Yeah, I've actually started nervously playing my guitar as I tend to do. Actually, I was going more for let's see. Rebel girl, rebel girl, rebel girl, you are the queen of our world. Rebel girl, rebel girl, I think I want to take you home.
By the way, Brian, apparently you're muted.
I don't know how that happened. I must have. Oh well.
I cast a level 2 spell on you. Silence.
Damn you, Nicholas.
Silent.
Well, I didn't say anything too important, so we'll just keep going.
So, sorry, guys.
I mean, Reggie is not wrong. But we do make mistakes. And you're trying to find out what's best for you. I get that. You are running down this rabbit hole of in between the summer and the winter, trying to figure out, what happened to your mom, who your dad really is. I get that. But please do keep in mind, there are 4 other members of this group. And we were willing to die for you tonight.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's not me you need to apologize to. And in all honesty, I don't think you even need to apologize to Reggie. Just keep that in mind.
The thing is, we all came together for a reason. And part of me feels like it can't be a coincidence that 3 of the 5 of us have similar heritage, and 3 of the 5 of us have piqued the interest of both the summer and winter court. And if I thought that this were just about me, then the best thing I could do is walk away right now and let the 4 of you continue this and me not put you guys in danger while I'm pursuing the information that I need to find. But the fact that 3 of us are tied into this makes me think that maybe it's not separate. Maybe somehow it's related, or even if it isn't related, it still affects 3 of the 5 of us.
Can I just say that I empathize with what you're saying in a way, although I just as soon stay as far away from them as I can. I don't really understand your fascination with them, but in all honesty, I was ready the other night to take off and go see if I could find my mother again to make sure everything was okay. I can empathize.
I shouldn't have gone away when I did. It was a split-second decision that I regret now.
Could you maybe let somebody know next time?
Yeah. In this particular case, I couldn't have. I could have communicated that you would have never picked it up.
Right.
But I should have just waited.
Okay.
But I'm sorry.
Just know we do care that much about you. We've been through a lot together these last few days. And it would be beyond painful to lose you at this point.
Thanks. Likewise.
Well,
so I've got to ask the DM real quick. And also, how cute is Zuki, by the way?
I mean, she's pretty cute. She's a cute half-elf girl.
Because Zephyr's kind of liking the bad girl attitude in the whole thing. And
yeah,
he's probably pretty close to the age.
Yes, and yes.
They are similar age, yes.
Zephyr starts wearing a bunch of Old Spice deodorant, like a lot more.
Or even worse, the Axe body spray.
Oh my
way
gosh.
too much. Smell like a
Cologne.
middle school locker room.
The cologne. So Zuki is going to propose.
She's proposing
Wow.
to me already.
That was sudden.
Wow, God.
Zuki is proposing
You are
that
the
we go back to Reggie's apartment and bring pizza. Peace pizza.
I'm
Or
sure we
is there
could find
somewhere
one on
around
the
here?
way. I'm sure we could find one.
Is there something that Reggie really, really loves? You know, maybe something incredibly British like biscuits and tea.
Well,
Ooh,
he's
that's a
been
good
pretty awesome on the cold pizza. Do you think Mike's cannoli shop is still open? We might be able to sweeten him up with some of those.
Although how far away is that from where
That's
we are?
true. That may be a distance.
Mike's is a little ways from here. Mike's is in the north end.
I think Peace Pizza might be the answer then.
Peace pizza. A piece of pizza.
In fact, if you order it from the place that's close to the apartment now, it will probably be almost cold by the time you get there.
Yes. Perfect. Let's bring home Peace Pizza.
All right. So you guys,
Does anybody have any money? Because I've still got $13 and something cents.
Keel's got enough
It's
to
actually
cover it.
So does Zephyr.
$13.50.
$13.50. There you go.
I have $13.50 and it's Reggie's money. So
So spending that on the Peace Pizza might blunt the sentiment a little bit.
possibly, if he knew.
In a bad way.
All right. So you guys make your way back with the pizza. Reg and Nick, are you guys doing anything on the way or at the apartment, or is Reggie basically just silent and introspective? And
If he doesn't say a word, I'm not saying nothing.
I feel like the whole time Reggie would just be like not paying attention, and Nick's hand keeps like starting to raise, and then he just puts it down, and he's like, no.
Yeah.
I'll alternate hands.
Yeah, I think Reggie wouldn't know where to start. He's trying to process everything that happened. And
Okay.
I try to put like a shoulder no okay.
All right, you guys arrive with the pizza. Reg, are you in the living room or have you gone to your room?
I think he's going to his room.
And you
I
just
think
kind
he's
of
just gonna sack out.
you went to
They
your
knock
room,
on the door,
closed
or
and
they
locked
just
the
come
door.
in?
So you probably like went to your room, closed, locked the door, changed the sheets,
Yeah.
burned the sheets, and
So Reggie's bedroom door is locked.
yep.
Keel's gonna grab a paper plate, throw 2 slices of pizza on it, and attempt to slide it underneath the door, a la Nacho Libre scene where he's sliding the toast into the door.
Ooh.
All of the sheets
So-
and popping.
I'll tell you what. I will give you a dex check. If you nat 20, you will somehow have managed to get this pizza under the door.
With the toppings on it.
How about a nat 1?
Oh. You chose poorly. You grab a couple of slices of pizza that have some really good sized chunks on them, and you're like trying to get them under the door, and you're like wiggling it and kind of twisting it, and you get it like part way under the door, and it starts to stick, and you're like, oh, maybe I should back it out, and oh no, but the cheese is sticking to the door, and you're like, only way out is through, and so you start pushing, and the cheese is kind of rolling up and pushing against the crust. And Reg, you hear this sliding and scraping noise, and you sit up from bed and you look out, and it seems like someone's trying to shove a paper plate under your door.
I'm not hungry. Thank you. I'm fine. Thanks
But
so much for the paper plate.
it's a piece of pizza.
Okay. I'm so peaceful. It's so crazy how peaceful I am. Looking at this paper plate, it's great. I love it so much. Tell everyone thank you.
Yeah, we love you, Reggie.
Dookie wild shapes into a cockroach, crawls under the door, and does her little antenna thing.
Dookie's in your room, standing next to the pizza. Or are you on the pizza?
Yeah, I'll be on the pizza.
Zuki is standing on your pizza, waving her antenna at
It's
you.
ruined anyway. He can't eat it.
Which is just a triangular piece of bread at this point.
With some,
All you're getting is the crust. No, not even any tomato sauce on it, really.
probably a little bit of sauce, but yeah, no, not much.
I know you needed to find your family. And I don't fault you for that. I just didn't want you to get rid of this one in the process. You can wash your sheets in the morning.
She turns around and she crawls back through the little, like, crack in the door in the most dejected cockroach manner possible.
Sad cockroach. Hashtag sad cockroach. So, Keel, do you just leave the pizza half under the door, or?
I mean, yeah.
Okay. And the rest of you just kind of quietly eat your pizza and turn in for the night in the living room?
I think that's probably our best bet at this time.
Okay. So everybody has, as good a night's sleep as you can have under the tense circumstances wherein there has been conflict, turmoil, and fear once again. And morning comes, hopefully bringing with it new optimism, new perspective. And then Reg gets up and sees the grease and cheese and sauce smeared on the fine oaken door. And it seems like the grease has started to soak into the paint a bit.
Yep, this fits. This all fits. Awesome.
Morning.
I will go out into the living room.
Do you just step over the pizza? You pick it up, or
No, this is my life now.
Oh.
This is my life. All of this. This is who I am.
you see him open the door and just step right over the pizza? Doesn't even bend down to pick it up. He's wearing these silk pajamas and this smoking jacket and.
All right. What next?
I don't know about the rest, but I'm going to go grab a cold piece of pizza.
Hopefully not one of the floor pizzas.
No, not the floor pizzas.
We could always reach out to the Cult of Shadows and arrange a meeting on a less conspicuous place. I think the time of trying to surprise them with other members is probably gone. But we could choose a public place, maybe one that's a little after dark. Schedule a meeting. We'll let Sam know where we're headed in case we don't come back. And then we will go from there.
What about you, Keel? Are you going to contact Mom now, or?
Yeah, after all the meetings have happened with the church and everything. Yeah. So I'll walk out into the hall away from everybody and
Okay.
dial her up.
Hello?
Hey, Ma.
Oh.
Brandon.
Brandon, honey, I haven't heard from you in a while. Is everything all right?
Yeah, it's it's great, Mom.
Oh,
Made some
I'm,
good friends.
oh, I'm so glad. Oh, you need to have more friends in your life.
I know these are you'd like them, Mom. I may bring them by sometime.
Oh, I'd like that. I'll make cookies. Or do you prefer cupcakes?
I do know one of them's really fond of cannolis.
Oh, I could make. I could. Well, I could just go to Mike's. I don't really. Cannolis are hard. Uh, I could make scones.
Do you know what? You make the world's best cupcakes. I'm sure they'd be happy with those.
All right. I hope you're coming soon.
Um, yeah, probably within the next couple of days or so. But I had a quick question for you, Mom.
Okay, sure.
Um, we came across a church, and something.
You're in the church again? Oh, my prayers have been answered. I wanted you to come back ever since ever since the incident with the police academy. You've been so withdrawn, and we don't talk anymore. I'm glad you're talking to God.
Yeah. This church, it felt a little different. It was still home church, Catholic church, and everything, but it felt a little off. I'm wondering if you can reach out to anybody to maybe have them go over and try and re-bless it. I don't know how all that works. It's
Oh,
been so long.
you think it needs to be consecrated, do you?
I honestly do. It was odd. There weren't any official members of the cloth there
Well,
when we visited.
uh, that is strange. I mean, I suppose I could reach out, but it's funny you call, 'cause Father Mike was supposed to stop by the other day and just check in on me. He comes by once a week because I'm alone and don't have many visitors. I'm not trying to make you feel guilty, Brandon. I didn't want it to come across that way. I'm sorry. I know you have your own things to deal with, but he brings me a hot meal. I mean, I don't need it. I can cook. But we sit and we talk, and he wasn't here this week. And he's at St. Anthony's, and so I thought maybe you could stop in and just check in on him for me. And this would be good for you too, since you're finding the church again.
Yeah. Funny you should mention St. Anthony's. That was the church I had visited.
Oh,
I didn't see Father Mike there.
Oh, well, maybe you can go ask around. Maybe you can find out for me.
I can do that, Mom.
Oh, thanks. I'll see you in a couple of days. What kind of cupcakes do you want? Is chocolate still your favorite?
Chocolate's always been my favorite.
Ask your friends. I want to make sure that I make something that everyone likes. I don't mind making more than one kind, you know.
Of course, Mom.
All right. I'll see you soon. Love you.
I love you too, Mom. We'll see you in a bit. Hang up and head back inside.
Okay.
So,
okay?
one of the priests that regularly visits my mom, I'm pretty sure it was one of the victims. So, don't really know where to go from there.
Wow.
I'm so sorry, Q.
I mean, I never had a real close association with the church. It's been a long time, but he was a good man. But I think the best thing that we can do for him, for everybody else, is get to the bottom of what's going on. I mean, we're still have no idea, but
Yeah, I can schedule this meeting for this evening if you all would like, and we will just we will just approach the shit show that is floor pizza, and we will take it smiling.
Really sorry about that. I thought that would have been a good idea at the time.
That was you. Oh, that's even funnier. No, that's fine.
Yeah.
No, that's great. That's great.
However,
No.
one thing to look forward to if we do survive the next couple of days.
Yeah.
My mom's making her famous cupcakes, and she'd like everybody to head over and enjoy some.
Well, you know, if I'm being honest, I was kind of going to give this like 70%, but I am a fan of cupcakes, so I think I might bump it. Maybe go like 90. Like, are they really good cupcakes?
They're, famous all over Boston.
All right, I will give it a solid 90, and then we'll find something else that can be the other 10%, just for you and the cupcakes.
Appreciate that.
Yes, of course. Let's make some phone calls and see if the cult will meet with us at another place.
Do we want to follow up on the werewolf?
We can. Nicholas, any word from your friend that you sent this werewolf to?
Yeah, I'll check in with Jimmy.
Thank you.
All right. So you give Jimmy a call?
Yep.
Yo, Nick, man, what is going on?
Same old, same old. I sent a guy to you last night. They should have checked in. It was 3 of them. He had some issues. He had a couple tattoos on him.
No, no one by that description showed up here.
So nobody checked in last night. Unresponsive, male.
No unresponsive males with tattoos. Doesn't ring a bell. I mean,
anything odd pop up last night? Anything else?
That's why I was asking what was going on, because I mean, there's been, ever since you opened my eyes to some of this stuff, I've been seeing the weirdest shit. Like these 2 guys. I mean, they were in kind of ratty clothes, like figure homeless guys or something. But that got brought in. They're in the morgue here, but they didn't have heads.
Were they cut off? Were there any teeth marks? So it looked like they had been severed. What?
Looked like torn. Something really strong had to have gotten a hold of them and just tore their heads clean off. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, that's great. Anything else? I mean, not that that's not big,
Anything else? You know what? Yeah, you know what else?
I'm not trying to bury the lead.
I'm gonna move to like Orlando or something. I'm just gonna, or Miami, or I gotta. I know I'm only 30, but I gotta retire. This is too much.
Buddy, that happens to us all, man. I remember where I was at your spot. It's not all sunshine and roses at the old hospital. It's all
not all. It's like never sunshine and roses. I mean, severed heads. I mean, they didn't even bring the heads in. It was just like decapitated homeless guys.
Oh,
yeah, no thanks.
The heads did not come with them?
No.
Oh, this is a problem. Okay. Do me a favor. If you could maybe send me some of the info, a couple pictures and send them to me.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'd love to do that. I was just thinking how I wanted to take pictures of some dismembered corpses and send them your way. You want to see them, you come down to the morgue, all right?
Yeah, buddy. All right, cool. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye.
Okay, so that werewolf guy did not make it in.
Oh, okay.
But and I don't know how to fit this in. But interestingly enough, a couple other guys showed up. Maybe like some homeless guys. Sans heads.
Did they have tattoos?
No, they had no heads.
Well, you can actually tattoo other parts of the body, but I figured I don't want to.
So
they're not all Mike Tyson.
So no having no heads is kind of like, but did they have tattoos?
Oh, Zuki just talked to Queen or Lady of the Fairy Court. Even more unnerving than that is Keel tried to slip pizza under a door that was not built to slip pizza under. And he's the responsible one.
Like you haven't ever thought about trying to slide pizza under the door, whether it worked or not.
Is this a common thing? No, hang on. So they didn't have heads. Let's get back.
Right. They look like they
DM there.
Yes.
What's the chance of putting homeless together with the ragged dressed guys at the church?
You could certainly make that logical leap on your own. That wouldn't be a die roll. You could decide that. That's just information.
Okay. You say homeless. I mean, what are the chances? The werewolves last night certainly weren't best dressed better than most.
No, they weren't. But it could also have been any of the individuals that were bald with backpacks.
Yeah, but strong enough to tear their heads from their shoulders?
And there are only 2 brought in. The third guy was acting strange with the tattoos.
It's the sleeper agent. Yes.
Should we go down and check to see if it was the werewolves? I'm sure we could recognize the clothing.
We could certainly try.
He said anyone want pictures.
No, he said hell no. He said you want to see it, you come down here yourself. He said there's no way he.
Yeah, let's take a field trip, shall we?
He basically gave you a verbal middle finger, saying he's already in enough trouble from you, so no.
I've already been established.
Can't sneak you all in to the hospital to get where we need to be, but I could for sure get in there and maybe take a quick. If you guys want to come along and wait outside, I'll go ahead and take a look.
Yeah.
Zuki, are you going along?
Yeah.
Yes.
And Reg, I believe you were impersonating a government man last time. We're gonna do that
already
bit again.
Established.
Yeah.
I've already established a government doctor
person.
Who?
Yes.
Yeah.
Visiting British doctor guy. Yeah. I think that was his name.
Yeah.
Doctor Visiting British Guy. That was his name, wasn't it?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure.
All right. So Zuki roaches out and crawls up Reg's pant leg, and he, Nick, and Zuki head into the hospital while Keel and Zephyr hang out outside.
I'm going to insist that Zuki stay out with the other guys.
Well, give me a perception check, because
it's just pretty
no. She'd
grisly.
be upfront with him after everything that happened. No, and she wouldn't even stay out because of that. She would stay out if he asked, just because she realizes she kind of screwed up yesterday.
Okay.
And she still hasn't even told them. The thing is, she still hasn't even told them A, what she learned, and B, that she's made a deal to go visit this person. So there's going to be a whole set of stuff to hit the fan. She doesn't need more.
Okay. All right. So Nicholas and Reginald, you guys head down to the morgue.
Oh, Zuki, if you could stay on this plane. And we'll come back. All right. Stay. There we go.
All right. So
Okay.
you guys head down to the morgue?
Yes.
Is anybody there?
Yes. The morgue is not a place that is typically unattended.
Anybody I know?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just going to go ahead and, hey, I heard a couple of headless fellas came in last night. Mind if I take a quick look?
How the hell did you hear that?
There's pretty much not anything that this guy doesn't look at, and they asked me to bring him down. So if you just got a minute, it's not. I don't want to. I've seen plenty of headless guys. I don't need to see two more. But
And you have some kind of identification or something, Reg?
Yes. I most certainly do.
And something you forged then?
No, I hand him my business card.
He kind of
business card.
he holds it up. He's like, the agent.
Yes. Yes, representing some of the greater hospitals in Great Britain and London. The agent.
Great Britain and London.
Yes,
Both of those
and
places.
Plastered. All of those places. Both.
Oops. There goes that D20. All right, go ahead and give me a deception check.
Oh, I don't think I'm proficient in this at all. No, so that is an 11.
And he says, Great Britain and London, huh? Both of those places? That's
Yes.
a pretty diverse experience.
Yes,
Nick,
of course.
Nick, who is this clown? Level with me.
I'm just messing with you. He's my buddy. We want to come down to see the guy. I want to see the headless guys.
I can't just let some guy off the street in here to look at the corpses.
It's all right. We're not going to touch anything. You just pull them out, open it up. It's no big deal.
You trying to
He's
get me
never
fired?
seen them. Listen, I got you covered. Have I ever steered you wrong in the past? Did I not introduce you to that girl 2 nights ago via phone call in the back alley areas? Trail off.
Yeah, I don't know that you want to hang your hat on that one, pal. Look.
She was clean as far as I know.
Look. We're not going there, okay? Here's the deal.
I mean, you talked to her, right? You called her.
Here is the deal. We're going to overlook the fact that she was a dude.
Whoa, no, I didn't know. It's not like I checked it out.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to test. I'm not testing the product to share. I mean, listen, I had your best interest at heart.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure. No, I did not have a good time.
I'll make it up to you. Because you know I'm good for it.
You know, I'm not so sure. Okay, look, here's the deal. You get him out of here before security makes their rounds, and I don't get fired, and then I don't have to kick your ass. Okay? I think that's fair.
All right, so I'm going to see him, and then we can high five it, and then we'll go.
No, he cannot see the bodies.
Well, how about you let me see him?
Go, put him out in the hall at least, so we can just say he got lost or something.
Yeah, I can cover that. Don't worry about it. I'll put him outside, and then I'll take a couple pictures.
No, you're not going to take any pictures.
Just one.
No. Look.
No, it's not the thing. Come on, you know me.
Nick.
Buddy.
If he is not out of here in 10 seconds, I have to call security, because if they get here before I call them and they find him, I can lose my license.
He'll wait outside. It's no harm, no foul. Just pull out 1 and 2. Let me see what they got.
All right, I will wait in the hallway. We'll go stand outside and wait in the hallway.
He watches to make sure, like, you go down the hallway a little bit so that you're not, like, peeking in the door or anything. And he's like, all right, give me your phone. He takes your phone.
No looking at the pictures. No swiping.
And he says, all right, 8 and 9, okay? Go take a look.
Come on, I gotta listen. Just so you know, I think I know some stuff's going on, and this might help out. So that's why I'm here. Okay.
Okay,
Who's gonna help me? Let me take a look.
Go ahead. And he kind of stands by the door.
Light him out and.
Yeah, those are the two werewolves that were carrying their friend, and that's where we're going to end tonight's session. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in. Remember, tomorrow afternoon is a Fiasco, 2 p.m. Eastern, where we're going to play in the world of Independence Day. Then on Friday we have WTF is my D&D campaign, where random characters using the WTF is my D&D character generator will be playing in an adventure together. Saturday, theme park oriented Drunken Dread featuring underage people being forced to eat bugs or something like that. And then on Monday, we wrap around to Chosen Family. Thank you all very much for tuning in. We will see you in the chat on Discord shortly. Everybody, have a great night.